Okay. All right. Last session, for those who weren't here, and even those who were, you traveled from the you traveled from the Dravanian Forelands, and your new friends, the Garlean Peacekeepers, Peacemakers, something entirely different, into the Kurthis Western Highlands, which was unnaturally cold. A chill that sunk down to your bones even underneath the layers of clothing that you got from Tailfeather. You tried to navigate your way around to various levels of success, in which at one point spending about 90 minutes chasing around an ice sprite, and with nothing to show for it except for a deep cut on Kevin's arm. And you tried to make shelter for the night in basically a wind tunnel, which was not necessarily the shelter from the cold that you thought it would be. It helps, but not exactly as well as you'd like. Not to mention, due to some of Millie's antics, Kevin had some stomach issues in the middle of the night.
The farmer's market's fault.
Yes. Which, those stomach issues he then shared with everybody else, whether they wanted it or not. Fun time.
He was just protecting the cave from anything that would want to come close.
Honestly, isn't the fecal smell known to draw animals closer?
It's been my experience it pushes them away.
It depends on the animal.
Rhinos or hippos do?
Depends on the animal.
Because I know, like, dogs love it.
I would say herbivores, yes. Carnivores, no. Because herbivores poop fertilizer, healthier plants, maybe.
Pooping fertilizer doesn't mean they eat it.
No, but poop can become fertilizer, making that area. If that's the area where all the animals tend to shit, plants probably grow nicely there.
Clearly, we just need to get like a naturalist on the call.
That's an interesting thought. Anyway, none of you had a well-rested sleep, and you all have 1 point of exhaustion upon waking up due to the extreme cold and the worsening of the weather during the night, which those rolls that I had you do during your watches, that's what that was about. So, we're going to... What's that?
He just stops squeaking.
Is he snoring?
No, he's licking his paw and making little grunts while he does it.
Okay.
That's all been.
Yeah. Seriously. All right. And that's actually where we're about to pick up. It is now morning in Kurthis Western Highlands. And the storm, the blizzard, has let up a little. But you still can't see the sky. It's still completely cloud-covered, and it's unbearably cold. Moving anywhere outside the immediate vicinity of the campfire that you made is unpleasant, to say the least. So, changing the music, and we'll get started. Nope, not that one. That's entirely...
Oh, sounds pleasant now.
Yeah, totally.
Sun's
It's not
shining.
hypothermia setting in. We all now want to get cold or we want to cool off.
Yeah. All right. With morning coming, who's the last ones on watch?
Urban and Sid.
Yeah.
Right. Wasn't there a third? No? Okay.
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
you're awake as the sun comes up, or as morning dawns. You see a little bit of brightening behind the clouds, enough to tell you that daytime is, or morning time's here rather. And everybody else wakes up shortly after that. None of them really able or wanting to sleep much longer with the nagging chill that's going on. And none of you
Did someone cast Shrink on us?
Well, Lanfifi wouldn't know anything about that, I don't think.
It's already short.
What? I meant... Never mind.
Throwing the short jokes in already.
Never mind, I'm not even going to spell it out.
Daz is going for a short penis joke.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was cold out. No, all right. So, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna get up, get dressed, and are we eating in the morning or at night for our rations?
You tell me.
All right, I'm gonna eat breakfast.
Okay.
Well, maybe we should try to put together the idea of the soup or something to mix in the warming potions.
Kevin's still asleep by the fire. Like, even though everyone's roused up, and he's usually one of the first people up, he's still kind of conked out.
Has Kevin had nighttime poop emissions?
You asking me? Or you asking Daz?
I guess Dad's.
Because I'm asleep. I don't know if I've shit my pants.
No, he got it all out when he was awake.
Well, either way, Sid's going to start making a pot of, I guess, soup or stew based on whatever they have left. Fresh-wise, like berries and not rolling berries.
Well, some rolling berries are good.
I feel like it's one of those, like, raw, poisonous, cooked in some fancy way. It's a
Just
delicacy.
make some good berry soup.
It'd be good berry soup.
They need to be domesticated rolling berries, not wild rolling berries.
I'm not entirely sure how much of the warming potions we'd need to add to this, but it's the best way to convey it, I suppose.
Walk up to Sid.
What is that bottom line?
In victory?
Convictory today. Because that was the 2-day away place was the Convictory.
Right. Fair enough.
So is she saying
Okay,
2 days?
The Convictory is halfway to Falcon's Nest.
Right. Yeah.
And
To get to the
Falcon's Nest
Convictory today.
is away with good weather.
Yeah, I mean, if we think we can last out, we really don't have a lot of the warming potions to waste, so probably get the most use of them as we can.
I think that's a very good idea for you to mix them up with this soup. That'll disperse it around the group and make them last a little bit longer. That's a very good idea, Sid. Very good idea.
Well, hopefully we can get to where we need to go, at least halfway to where we need to go, into that safe zone to get a better night's sleep than last night. That was
Maybe.
unfortunate.
Does anyone know what's wrong with Kevin? He hasn't really moved much. Is he still breathing?
I mean, you couldn't smell him yesterday?
Can somebody... He's not usually sleeping this long. Somebody, check on him?
Kevin. Morning, Kevin.
Yeah. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Is the morning already?
Where do you want to go out?
Oh, man,
Yes.
Go ahead.
I sure had a hell of a night. I think I was poisoned by that ice creature. Shitting all night. It was coming out both ends. Really bad. Yeah, it's feeling better now, but oh man.
We,
Glad you're doing better.
Thanks. Is everyone already up?
Yeah, we've got a little... The broth should be good for you, Kevin.
I don't think I could eat a single thing right now. Stomach is empty, but still
Well,
turning around.
Try to make sure
Kevin,
you're
roll a Constitution
hydrated.
saving throw.
1 sec.
Probably a good idea.
16.
Okay, continue.
Kevin, you should try to make sure that you're hydrated. We could take some snow and boil it by the fire while Sid prepares the soup.
I do much appreciate it.
If you can't eat, you should at least try to keep your fluids down. Otherwise, you're going to feel even worse by the end of the day.
Sure is nice of you. I mean, I feel like Georgina would tell me the same thing. Yeah, I'll eat something, but nothing too much. And if I get hungry later, I still got the trail mix in my pocket, so I'll be fine.
I might put that off to the side if I were you, Kevin.
It's in my pocket. I appreciate it, Sid.
Kevin,
We still got the other benefits of them all.
Kevin, I'm pretty sure that the ice creature put some of the poison on the trail mix.
No, that's not true. The ice creature only touched me.
Yeah, but I saw it melt into the bag a little bit.
No, but I didn't have the trail mix at the time. I got it from Millie towards before we bed down for the evening. So couldn't be the trail mix.
That might have been it then, because I saw the ice go in there.
No, I don't think so. I checked it. It tasted great. I don't think there's any ice in there.
Yeah, because it melted.
Ice melted. That turns into that liquidy stuff. That the water.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no water in here. And I hold up the bag. I see it's fresh and dry.
It got absorbed. That's how the poison worked.
If you say so. How do we get rid of this poison? Or Sid, you want to study this to see the poisonous effects?
I will gladly take that off your hands.
Here you go.
Sid will take the remaining trail mix and put it to the side for now.
Fifi, I do appreciate you. Not used to you being so nice, but that was very sweet of you.
All right, what are you doing?
Sure is coming down outside. I don't even think we could leave in this storm.
What do our trailblazers say? We allowed to go?
It would be tough going, but I mean, we can't. Obviously, we're not getting any great rest here, and I don't think spending a second night here would be a great idea.
No, I don't. I sure as hell don't want to stay another night in this fucking. God, it's like it's just sound. It's only sound. The wind. Do you ever have wind drive you crazy?
Doesn't help that the wind blows that interesting smell right in here.
Yeah.
I don't smell anything wrong.
And I mean, Sherman and I saw something out there last night, or pretty early this morning.
What'd you see?
It had a lot of teeth.
It did have a lot of teeth.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sid. I did go in front of the cave. I don't think I had teeth in my poop, but I do apologize.
No, this one wasn't you, Kevin. It was looking for something to eat, and on a strange way, I don't know if your problem might have actually benefited us.
What are you saying? You saw like some type of animal?
Yeah, it almost looked like a big old snow shark.
I forgot about that.
I want to fight a snow shark.
Oh man, well, if I helped in any way, we're gonna need a bigger poop.
Damn it! Are you trying to make a Jaws reference, you motherfucker?
That was totally a Jaws reference.
So I would say best thing for us to do would get down a bowl of soup or some water in Kevin's case and get out there.
Fight a snow shark.
Wait, 1 second. Remind me again, the sharks are like fish, right? We talked about this. But they're bigger fish that can hurt you.
Yes.
All right. I remember.
Do all of us canonically not know what a shark is?
There were small sharks in they were docile. They were in below cliffside in the forest there, but when the mists would come by, they would attack anything.
Were they also flying?
No, they're in the water.
Okay. So we know the word shark.
Like this size. This is a bigger version of what you might have seen down there.
Mm-hmm.
And airborne.
And airborne. And perfectly happy in the cold, apparently.
I feel like that would hold up if sharks just could magically fly, considering they chill out in the ocean.
You don't eat it?
I would imagine it would be edible if it had...
Two birds in one stone. We're afraid of going out there because it's out there, and we're hungry. We kill it. Easy peasy.
I mean, I don't think this is a bad idea. I would like to kill this snow shark as well.
Well, how about if we come across it in our path, then if we have to deal with it, then we can repurpose it as needed. But our main objective should be getting to somewhere where we can have an actual restful night's sleep.
I agree. DX, Millie, is there any way you can create like a traveling shelter to like stop us from like getting all the snow? Like, you know, kind of like an umbrella, but for snow. Is that something you can make?
Oh, so like if we had made it last night and it would have protected us, then that would have been a good thing, right?
Oh, like that, but also something we could all walk in. You know, like you know how when your parents used to go out in the wild, they brought a tent with them, kind of like a tent, but it's a movable tent.
Yeah, Kevin. So like, what I was trying to say was that if we could have done it, we would have done it.
I just figured I'd ask. I mean, we've never dealt with snow like this before, and you know, I'm not the smartest man, but I'm trying to come up with ideas as the CEO of our company.
I appreciate that, KT, and I'm sorry if I snapped at you. I didn't get a good night's sleep last night. I'm very, very cranky.
I feel you. I didn't either, but you know, you're still my best friend. There's nothing you can say that's really gonna get me mad.
You probably could have stopped at butt.
No. Okay, well, we should have some of that nice soup then, Professor.
It'll start using whatever vessels he has in his backpack, like little pots and cups and things to dole it out.
What kind of kit do you have? Like
He had a bunch of just basic scientific tools, so I'm sure he has flasks and
I'm fairly sure that among your group you'll have, you know, pots and pans, cookware, that kind of stuff.
All right.
Unless you want to make do with your.
Nope. I think if you have like an adventure set.
All right. So if we have.
And then give the sets. They just say rations, and that
Well,
would
with rations, that includes.
Okay. So as long as we have vessels.
pots and stuff. Millie will pull out. She's got 10 pounds of dried meat that she took from the storehouse in that cave in Cliffside. So she'll pull out some of that and offer it to join the stew, and the probably not so good half a popoto that she stuck in the dragon's skull. Could be good.
10 pounds of dried meat? I just take a handful.
It's basically jerky.
Yeah, now we only got 5 pounds.
Don't forget, I still got a lot of that meat too. Feel free to eat up.
It's dire rat meat, by the way.
Oh.
Overgrown rats that were hunted beneath Cliffside.
Neat.
While people are occupied with eating, Sid will bury the remainder of that trail mix under the snow somewhere.
Okay. Roll. What's your passive perception?
12.
Okay. All right, Sid. Are you trying to be secretive about burying the trail mix?
Yeah.
All right, roll stealth check for me.
Didn't know that you had to be.
Dried meat would be something used for contributing on top of rations.
That is a 5.
Well, I mean, there's 10.
Okay. All right, you saw Sid bury it.
Do we all see Sid bury it?
He's not very good at hiding the fact that he's burying the trail mix.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and cast a firebolt on it.
Okay. After it's buried?
Yeah, just like where he buried it, the obvious spot. Just blast it a few times.
There is the smell of heated berries and You hear one of the nuts pop, one of the nut bullets. It just like pops, just where it is.
I'm gonna go investigate. Was there anything that looks like it was inside it when it popped?
It more or less looks like popcorn.
Oh, Fifi! I grab my sword. Fifi, is there a land shark out there?
No land shark. I was just helping bury something.
That would be fun.
Uh-oh. Did you kill something, Fifi? We can talk about this.
No, just berries.
Berries. Oh, you're trying to grow something. I do know something about growing things. I'm happy to talk to you about farming.
I failed. Sorry. You see that big charred mound? Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to set them on fire. I mean, that's like the last thing a plant needs.
I heard that it's good. You know, like it helps, like fertilizer.
Right, fertilizer is good, but you know, you want to have that before you.
How are you charring snow?
That's talent.
It's Disney snow. It's fake.
Yeah.
All right, so if we are gonna get out of here as we're all eating, do we know which way we're going and how long it's gonna get there? Because I don't know how long we could all last in that snowstorm.
Should have been born with fur.
I mean, would have been optimal for this situation. I agree.
Am I able to see the sun to kind of get my bearings on what I know on survival? I would imagine I would know where the sun would rise and fall.
One, no, you can't see the sun. You could see the general area of where it is behind the clouds, but there's so much cloud cover that you can't actually see the sun. You just see bright spots. Why are you raising your hand, Jess?
I have a question. Would I be able to use my star globe as a compass?
Would you be able to do what?
Use my star globe as a compass.
I think it does have that functionality, doesn't it?
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think like lore in Final Fantasy says that it has that functionality. So yes, I'm okay with that.
I literally just wrote to Christians, just make a compass, because it's water, metal, leaf, cup, compass.
So yeah, like I don't know how we're gonna navigate in this. I just want to make sure no one gets that bite of frost that you were saying, the black hand. And
yeah, we don't want that to happen again.
Although it felt great, I didn't feel nothing.
Everybody's frostbite has been cured at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, see, he burned all his lesser restorations.
Nice choice of words there.
Well,
Burn
not
them
a
up.
problem, Kevin. As soon as we figure out which way we want to go, which direction, I'll be able to figure it out with my star globe.
Oh, women, they think they're so bright. Stars don't come out in the daytime, Sherwin. I mean, I like that you're trying, and I really do appreciate it, but that just makes no sense.
Well, if you think of something better.
All right, I'm gonna think. Don't worry, guys. I think we can get through this. I'm gonna figure out a way out of here.
Sherwin, you're gonna make him hurt himself.
That's the plan.
One, multiplied by Popoto. Okay.
Okay.
You got me.
What's that?
All right.
Sherwin.
I'm waiting for somebody to point in a direction, and I'll lead.
Okay. Well, you finished eating your breakfast. It was a fairly well-made stew. There's no reason that you wouldn't know how to cook for yourselves at this point, so we'll say it was tasty. The weather has, or rather the snowfall, has gone from a steady fall of snow to a lighter flurry. And it's warmed up about 2 degrees. Still very cold. About the equivalent of 28 degrees Celsius. Or not Celsius, Fahrenheit.
Oh, it's beautiful out.
No wind at the moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Millie will pop her head out and go just take a look in the immediate surroundings, because how high is the hill that the tunnel goes through?
It's not... it's kind of like a tunnel through a mountainside. Kind of. But how high is it? Kind of irrelevant. It's... the portion that you're underneath, we'll say, goes up about 50 feet.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's going upwards.
Well, I mean, if it's not steep, she'll just crawl up or walk up the side of it just to get a more high elevation view.
It's not terribly steep, but the visibility is low. So even getting up high like that, yeah, you'll probably be able to see a little further out, but it's still very bad visibility.
Oh, okay, but yeah, just pop out and see then. What
Okay.
in the direction we saw the shark thing towards the lake.
So I was just about to ask you the direction that you guys had entered from, or the direction that you were looking out, and that is kind of in the direction that you're going, not come from. So I'm not going to give you the actual direction, but you look out and you see very shiny ice sitting on top of. It looks like moving water underneath. So it's a frozen over lake, but it's not entirely frozen. It's not like a block of ice kind of thing. So it's deep enough that there's still water.
Right, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
Mm-hmm. Crazy how that works.
But the ice... Are you making fun of me?
No. In real life, like how you will have a froze, like that thick of ice, and then fish swimming underneath.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, the closer you get to the core of the Earth, the warmer it is. More pressure.
Yeah, but that's...
Still. Anyway, the ice is entirely see-through. It's like pristinely clear, in case you wanted to walk on it. So you don't see any signs of the snow shark. You do see remains of something that the snow shark or something else probably ate nearby.
How far off?
It's about 20 paces away from your little enclave here, your little cave, rather.
Yeah, I'll go check it out, see what it ate.
Okay.
Or see what was eaten.
Sure. You find...
Kevin.
You find Kevin, yes.
I was just trying to figure out which way we were going. I think it's that direction.
Yeah, so you go over there, you find what appears to be half of a chest. So you see parts of a rib cage and 2 legs sticking out, and they're these woolly legs with hooves at the bottom, and the entirety of the chest cavity has just been eaten out.
So it's basically...
Stop it!
It was basically disemboweled.
Yeah, and then some. Like a good 3/4 of it has been eaten. It's as if like one giant chomp just ripped off
The top part. And most of the middle part.
Yeah, exactly. But whatever was inside the chest, if it was left over by the shark, something else ate the rest of it. So
I'll go peek in the water.
it is an animal that you guys don't actually know. So
And this is near the shore of the ice lake? Or... Because that's where we had seen the shark.
it's a little ways away from one. There's two ice lakes here. This is a little ways away from the second one.
Okay. Well, she'll head back to the closer ice lake and just look through the ice, like standing over it. Not on it, but over it. It was that clear. That looks cool.
Yeah. You see a very shiny bucket at the bottom of the lake. And you swear that there's a little smiley face that looks like it's been drawn onto it, but you could be the light playing tricks on you. Other than that, there's a whole bunch of fish swimming around on the inside. They seem unperturbed by anything going on outside.
Any way to tell how deep this looks?
Well, you can see the bucket at the bottom.
Oh,
from where
right, but...
So your estimate is it's probably about a good 15 feet down.
Okay. So, relatively shallow compared to, like, the Great Lakes or something.
Oh, yeah. These are... The diameter of these lakes is approximately, 50 fulms for each of them. And they're not perfectly circle either.
Cool. She'll head back.
Okay. Are you bringing the remains with you, or just...
No, I just wanted to see what was eaten.
Okay.
Because that's so far, apart from the crystal and the shark, those are the only 2 signs of life we've seen in this area. So the dead thing is now a 3rd thing we've seen in this area.
Yeah. Well, now you've seen fish, too. And a bucket.
A living bucket.
Oh, give it away. Give it away. Alright, well, I got my pack on. I'm ready to go.
By the time you return, everybody's finishing up eating. Kevin, did you try to drink some water?
Yeah, I tried to drink some of the stew. Just the liquid part. No.
So they melted some water for you, they said, and it looks mostly free of debris if you want to drink it.
Drinking it.
Okay. You it tastes really clean aside from, a few bits of leaves and dirt that's in there. But what can you expect when you're boiling snout, right?
Oh, whatever I have left, I'll fill up in my canteen.
Okay.
Sherwin, thank you again for the water. I think I did devise a way. So we came in from this direction, and we were trying to go that direction. So if we just keep heading that direction, I think that's how we're gonna get out of here. But if we should stick around to like areas that are like cliffy, in case we need to go back into a cave if the snowstorm starts.
Cliffy. Okay.
Like where the mountains are.
Out of character, which way were we supposed to go again? I can't remember.
Out of character? Are you asking me?
South.
Group.
It was south.
The directions that you got were that Falcon's Nest is southeast of where you entered Kurthis Western Highlands. About halfway there, more south than east, you would find the Convictory. And if you wanted to go to the Dusk Vigil, that was northeast of where you entered. But you'd have to find it, is what they said. They didn't have specific directions.
And where are we right now? We're in the cave, and where is the cave relative to the Convictory and Falcon's Nest?
That's a great question.
We went north.
Northeast? I don't know.
We were going northern, in a northern direction.
Follow the ice sprite.
The ice sprite led you in circles and zigzags.
But it was still circles and zigzags in a direction.
Yes, which was east of where you had entered. Or at least in the same direction you had entered, which you could infer was east.
So basically, we want to start traveling a little southeast from here. That's what I would say. Out of character.
Well, we were heading up north towards Dusk Vigil because that was the closest. That was the closest to us from where we entered from.
I thought we just discussed going to Dusk Vigil and then determined because it was north we were not. So we
exactly.
Go.
Okay. Okay.
I was confused over why it was even presented to us as an option by Julius.
I thought it was to the south.
But then it was determined that it was not on the way, it's just in the area.
Okay.
So we opted against it.
Okay. All right. So then we're heading towards the Convictory.
I think it sounds like a cool place to go.
But who asked you?
I did.
Oh, who are you?
Genbu.
Oh, Genbu. This guy's still with us.
It's probably a cold place to go. I agree. It's probably chilly there, but wherever we go, it's going to be cold.
I hear the Dusk Vigil has lots of treasure.
Gabe, where'd you hear that from?
All over?
All over where?
It's been there for a long time, and it's been frozen solid for a long time. What does that tell you?
It's cold. I mean, as much as I'd like to add treasure, because that's how you get things in this place, I just think it's a little out of the way, and I'm trying to keep everyone alive. This is why I'm the leader of the group.
Right. That's why I'm the leader of the group.
It's not kind of rude to just copy me. So I think we need to head south. I think that's what we all agreed upon. We made a vote. We're going to keep heading south.
North it is.
I don't think you're right in the head, Gabu, but I said south. Anyway, so I think it's that direction. Talking to Sherwin and Shervin, and kind of said.
Well, if we want to get to shelter faster, we'd have to go to south to the Convictory, and I can get us there. But if we wanted to delay it a bit, about maybe a day or two, I'm not quite sure, depending on how far away we are from the place. If we wanted to do what Gambo says is suggesting to do, to go to Dusk Vigil to maybe get treasure. We don't even know if there really is any treasure, but it is a bit of a detour. And we don't have enough of the potions, the heath potions, to last that long. I'd say south is probably the smarter of the two choices.
I mean, you said a lot of words, but I think what I heard is that you're agreeing with me. We should be going south.
Yes.
I think we should go south. So, which I think is that direction.
If we go south and we actually get to a place where we can maybe find a shop, we might be able to get some more warming potions and then go back for Dusk Vigil again, Boo.
Right. And we could probably ask some questions. See if anyone local knows if there is supposed to be any treasure over there.
I think these are all good ideas.
Treasure isn't worth much if we're all dead.
That's true. Actually, no, I'm
like
pretty sure it's still worth the same amount if you're dead or you're alive. I mean, I think
Not
that's
to
how I
us.
understand how things work in the society.
It's not worth much to us if we're dead.
That's true. It's hard to spend things if you're dead.
At this point, Sherman's just going to go to the mouth of the cave and just take out her star globe and start trying to figure out which way is south from the cave.
Sure.
Well, Kevin is still discussing the pros and cons of going south.
Okay. Kevin would be discussing that.
Yep.
Pros and cons before just doing it, right? Anyway, you find what south is. You know, you know what direction south is by using your star globe.
All right, everyone, if we're going to be going south to the convictory, we should be going this way.
Oh, that's the direction I was pointing to. Thanks for confirming.
I do want to remind you that Falcon's Nest was 4 days away with good weather, and the convictory was approximately half the distance.
Right.
Use that information how you'd like.
Around like 2 days with good weather, and kind of southeast. Right. So if that's south, that means we should be going a little bit to the left, southeast. All right, if everyone's ready to go, let's pack up here and get on the way. Should probably try to get there and try to find something before nightfall. Maybe another cave or something that can provide shelter. And
Agreed.
Yep. All right, everyone ready to go?
Show that to you at least.
Yeah.
Sid'll head up with Kevin.
Millie saw a smiley-faced bucket in the frozen lake over there when she was scouting, and she's very enamored of shiny things.
Why didn't you get it?
Well, the lake was frozen, and you've seen her noodle arms.
I go smash the lake with my stick.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Okay, you're just like smashing at it.
Yeah, wherever Millie tells me to hit it.
Okay, you smash your you've got a quarterstaff, right?
I got a quarterstaff that can shoot bullets.
Right, it's your gun blade.
Yep.
It's just a metal.
Cool.
It's a lead pipe with gunpowder in it.
Yeah. Essentially.
All right, you smack at the ice, and your staff kind of just vibrates in your hands, and the ice itself does not seem to have cracked.
All right. I'm going to spend a munition to do a fire shot into the ice.
How far away are you standing, just out of curiosity?
Oh, I'll stand right over it.
Okay.
In the center of the lake, or was it?
It was near the shore.
Okay.
Well, near where you were standing. You were. I'm assuming you didn't walk out on the lake.
No.
Okay.
If it was that clear, I wouldn't.
No. Okay, sure. You shoot at it. Boom! And just ice goes flying out everywhere. Little bits of it get stuck in your fur.
Mm-hmm,
So you're just walking around with like icicles coming off of you now.
mm-hmm.
And,
Good.
yeah. There is a hole about the size of a softball. Well, actually a little bit larger. It's more like the size of a dinner plate in the ice. And you can see the water now.
Oh my God, Omega! What are you doing? We're trying to get out of here. Why are you shooting the lake?
Millie wants a thing in the ice.
Oh, Millie wants a thing in the ice. Millie, what do you want in the ice?
Maybe she's trying to ice fish.
Oh, that makes sense. Should level up your fishing skills so you can get enough mats to get some type of recipe done. I get that. I think that's a horrible mechanic to put in my world, but I get it. Some people like doing that.
Now connected to David's fire.
Why do you do this?
Hey, David, would we reasonably have a magnet in our either the Smith kit, the Tinker kit, or the Alchemist kit?
I would say yes. It would not be a particularly strong magnet.
It's not a rare earth magnet.
Not a rare earth magnet, but enough that you could probably get it stuck to that bucket and pull it up if that's what you're going for.
That was the intent, yeah.
All right.
So Amelia will pull out some of her silk rope and
Millie, I don't mean to be a worm in your apple, but don't you need a hole that's big enough to get the bucket out? I may not know a lot of things, but this hole definitely doesn't look big enough to pull a bucket out of it.
Is the bucket loose?
The bucket's sitting on the floor of the ice.
So is it still stuck in the ice?
No,
I mean,
no, I'm sorry. I meant lake, not ice. It's like settled at the bottom of the lake is what I meant to say.
Why don't you have someone make the hole bigger? Fifi, can't you use your fireball to make a bigger hole?
just to see if it'll
I mean,
adhere to the
why?
I don't know. Millie wants some type of bucket. I don't know what she's gonna use it for, but thinking about last night, it would have been nice to have a bucket.
You try lowering your magnet into the water. The magnet's light, but it's heavy enough to sink. It like starts spiraling down, and it's a little bit hard for you to direct where it's going to go. But plunk, it hits the bottom, about that far from the bucket.
So we're trying to do something with that bucket?
Yeah. Go ahead and do a dexterity check, please.
Hooray, everyone's got exhaustion. 2 12s, okay, 16.
Okay. You're able to like you're getting the feeling of how the magnet moves in the water given its weight, and you're able to slowly get it to the point where clunk, it sticks to the bucket. You feel a vibration come up through the silk thread that lets you know that it hit the bucket and it didn't move. Or it got stuck rather.
I'll gently see if it moves the bucket or if it appears to just slide up the bucket.
Okay. You pull at it slowly or hard? Like
Slowly,
okay.
like basically seeing like if the magnet's attached to it and I pull, is the magnet moving or is the bucket moving?
Okay. So it gets to a point where the magnet is moving up the bucket itself rather than pulling the bucket, and then poof, the bucket comes loose, and you feel like you can pull it up.
Okay, I'll slowly pull it up and wait if I can get it up to where it is to be able to... Omega could go in and grab the bucket and then pull the rest out, or we could get it towards the surface but not all the way out if it's not. If it's wider than
on the bucket, then we can make a hole bigger.
Well, the bucket is it's a little bit smaller than the hole, so yeah, you can probably pull it out at that point.
Okay.
Are you pulling it out, or are you having Omega do it?
If it looks like it'll fit, she'll pull it out.
Okay. You reach in, and it's freezing cold.
Yep.
Your hand is stuck to the handle, but you have it out of the water.
Cool. So I'll just take the bucket, run back over to the leftover cooking fire.
It's heavy, because it's filled with water right now.
Well, I've done it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Dump
it out, but then run over to the cooking fire to unfreeze my hand from it.
Okay. You take 1 point of damage, and your skin doesn't have frostbite, but you can't really feel it at the moment. You poke it, and it's like it's not there. But you now have a bucket.
Does it have a smiley face?
It's not a drawn-on smiley face. It's imperfections in the bucket itself that look very much like a smiley
Jesus
face.
and toast.
Is it a mimic?
It eats Millie.
No. Cool. I've got a face bucket.
What are you doing with it?
Millie, you happy you got your bucket?
She'll nod, yes, and then just continue to carry the bucket.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Great.
Disadvantage.
Checks, not
You're
saves.
right.
That would be flat 15.
15. You're looking at the bucket, and for a second, you swear that the bucket is looking at you. But you shake it off.
In like a creepy way, or like...
Is there any other way a bucket can look at you?
Well, okay, I mean, is it...
It's Mr. Bucket now.
Mr.
Bucket?
Is gauging, was it a sinister feeling, or a suspicious, like, I suspect the bucket might be alive, versus I suspect the bucket has ill intentions?
More suspicious.
Okay. You can just eyeball the bucket.
Okay.
give the bucket the stink eye.
When you stare at the bucket.
Is the bucket a substitute for the abyss now?
You don't know. No, wait, you do know.
What are you doing with the bucket?
Just carrying it.
Okay.
It's about like a big...
Smaller than a dinner plate in diameter, so...
It's like a small gardening bucket.
A little bit larger than
Really,
that.
that's more like a pail. You said it was a bucket.
That's kind of fair. It's more like a pail.
It is the pale face of evil buckets.
So I think a little bit about what she just said, but I don't say anything else.
What?
The one thing I'm allowed to say.
Everybody gets one.
I just caught that.
Yeah.
Millie says. All right.
Yeah, she'll just continue to carry her smiley face bucket.
Okay.
So is it just like eyes and a mouth is what it looks like?
Yeah. There's a small dent in it that looks like it might have been placed for a nose, but
She is drawing eyebrows on that thing. Withdrawn.
Okay.
It now has one pink and one purple arch eyebrow, not angled eyebrow.
Okay. The chalk has a hard time adhering to it, where it's a bucket with frost on it at the moment. So.
Once she'll try to scrub the frost off and just... As they're walking, that is her sole focus, is
All
trying
right.
to chalk eyebrows on this bucket.
As you try to wipe off the chalk, you end up wiping some of it into the frost to the point where it freezes, and now her eyebrows are like check marks. The bucket's eyebrows are like check marks.
Cool.
Yeah. What color was it?
One pink, one purple, one red.
There you go. Yeah. It doesn't, when you're trying to make it look like something, it doesn't work, but when you smudge it out, it gets stuck.
Mm-hmm. Works for me.
Yeah. All right. That is the smallest coaster, and it's like perfect for that.
It's not. It's an inspiration token, but I'm like, what the hell else am I going to use it for? Why did they give me an inspiration token this big?
Right.
But it's because it's the cutout from
Right.
that part.
Waste not.
Yeah. Annoyingly, it's not the cutout of this exact one, so it doesn't perfectly fit in the thing that it came out of.
Aww. All right.
Anyways.
So, all of you are now standing outside of the cave. Well, you already were. The hole in the lake is starting to refreeze over already. Not as thick as it was, but it's covering itself up, more or less. Snow's falling on it. It's turning to ice on top.
All right, well, let's all get walking. Keep an eye out for if you see like a cave in the distance or someplace we can take shelter. Say that to the group. Sid and Kevin.
I think the better question is who isn't leading between Kevin and Omega and Genbu.
This is why I asked.
No, it's the four of them all shoulder to shoulder just trying to wedge themselves through a doorway at the same time. That's them leaving the tunnel at the same time.
Sounds about right.
Or, well, except it would be Omega, Kevin, Genbu, Sherman.
You should just make them the belt of leadership and say whoever's wearing it's the leader, and all it is just a rope that they tie around themselves.
The chain of command.
Oh my god.
Oh god, yes.
Yes.
I don't want to give Kevin ideas with the chain of
That
command.
is so good.
Oh, no.
Did you come up with that, or was that something else already?
Firefly is what I got it from.
Oh, was it?
Well,
You understand the chain of command?
The chain I
The chain I beat you with until you understand the command.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So
Sid will hold up the spine light, and
it is bright enough without the light that you can see in front of you. The light's not really the light on your spine.
it's more of like a tour guide thing.
Okay. So you're not using it to actually cast light. It's more like, hey, follow me.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Your arm's gonna get tired. Anyway. What is? I don't know.
The bucket.
Okay. So you're heading south.
Heading south.
Southeast.
Southeast.
South, a little southeast.
Southeast.
Survival check for me, please. Whoever is currently leading the group.
Smiling face, right? Happy face.
Yes.
That's a disadvantage, correct?
Happy little bucket.
It's cute.
Yeah, everything's at disadvantage.
Because everybody's exhausted.
Right. Still going to be a 19 for Sid.
Okay. Do remember,
4 for Kevin.
even if you roll with disadvantage, if you get a 1 or a 20, please let me know.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm eager to. I'm curious to see how this system's gonna work. So, okay. You begin heading southeast. Here's what you see. Hold that thought.
And are we cognizant of these charges for limit breaks breaking or building up, or is it just going to be you'll tell us when we've unlocked?
I will tell you when you unlock it. It's not something that you have knowledge of.
Gotcha.
It's more like an in the moment, I transcend my limits.
Well, I mean, like, is it something that we should be tracking? Of like, okay,
Nope,
we've
I'm
rolled
tracking
3
it.
20s. Okay.
I'm tracking it. What the fuck? Where's my picture? Oh, well, here's what you saw of the lake. I'll send that first.
So Millie has a frozen bucket and 2 frozen dragon crystals. But they're in the bag of holding.
And as you walk along, you're kind of funneled southeast from where you were before. There's large cliffs on either side of you that look relatively impossible for you to scale, just given their dimensions and the fact that you can't go horizontal. Anyway, let me send a picture of that.
Can't spider climb.
That might work.
Cast. Don't be a little wuss about it.
Great spell.
You're in the middle of these two cliffs here, walking through. You're in the shadow. At this point, have I had anybody? Has anyone here not rolled for a weather effect yet?
I don't think I have, and I don't know.
I don't-
you did.
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay.
think
Let's
I
look
have.
at
If you took watch, you rolled for a weather effect.
Oh,
I
okay.
I have not.
Go.
Okay. How about Deus? Go ahead, roll a d20 for me, please.
Is this a check with disadvantage or just?
No, it's just a d20 roll.
This is one.
I will count it for limit breaks, though.
19.
Oh, you just missed. Okay.
That's a good thing because 20 was an instant blizzard.
It's good and bad.
As you're standing in the shadow of these cliffs here, you see what appears to be a rainbow in the distance, or you see the colors of what would be a rainbow in the distance, and then you look up and you see that the clouds have started to part, the flurries have stopped, and there is sunlight, not a lot, but some sunlight coming in among the Western Highlands now. The snow is glistening and it's kind of a beautiful sight. But it's now about 10 a.m. It's a little bit slightly warmer and slightly clearer for you to walk. You got a good effect.
Put my hands up to the sun and be like, oh, so good.
And then the clouds close again.
All right, DX, isn't it beautiful? Reminds me of the old times when we used to sit out and look upon the nice nature. Your parents would have loved this.
Yeah, they would have. Those were good times, Kevin. I wish they were back with us.
Agreed.
Okay. Continuing on.
Yep.
Yeah. Take advantage of the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a perception check.
Don't.
With disadvantage.
Don't.
Okay, that would be 5.
Okay. You continue walking out from
Yes.
this little alcove, if you will. I don't know if it counts as an alcove. Whatever. You continue walking out from between these two cliffs. The little passage that's here.
Between the ferns.
Yes.
Between the cliffs.
Zach Galifianakis comes out. No.
Or-
So, as you continue walking, you see that the path in front of you, there's no well-worn path, there's no actual roadway that you can see, but your options of where to go are completely open. There's no one direction or one destination that you can see that looks like the right way to go.
No Harry Styles.
No boys. And no diggity.
Oh, no diggity.
No doubt.
Bag it up.
I was trying to think of a One Direction song to like make a pun with. I can't think of one Direction song.
Really? It's so
Oh, what makes you beautiful? What makes you beautiful? I got it. Got one. But I know it's too late to make a pun.
John,
Good eye.
the easiest one, you could have just stopped and stared.
I don't know that song.
Isn't that One Republic?
I
That's
don't
One
know.
Republic.
Oh,
And then, whatever.
Sherman, is there any way you can tell if we're still on course or keep us pointed in the right
Sure.
direction?
Sure. I take out my star globe again. Check for southeast.
Sure. You are still headed southeast. You're headed a little bit more east than south at the moment, but not by much.
And we can
Looks like-
rectify
looks
that
like
now
we
that we're
veered-
out of the road.
Say
Looks
again?
like we veered off the course just a little bit, but not too much.
well, we should be checking. I mean, even when we were out foraging and we knew where we were going, I remember our navigators would be checking the environment basically every 20 minutes, calibrating.
Probably not a bad idea, especially while we have a little bit of decent weather.
I still don't know how that star thing works as a compass, but I mean, it seems like we're going the right direction.
Just trust me, Kevin. I've used this many times to make sure I'm going the right way.
No, I do trust you, Sherwin. I mean, you've gotten us where we need to go many times, so I am putting my faith in you. So while we're working together.
I appreciate that, Kevin.
Okay.
And I will continue along the slightly altered route.
Sure. As you continue along this path, and your visibility extends, you do have better visibility now that the clouds have parted a bit, so you can see a bit further out from you, and you see that the ground is uneven. There's rocks there's rocks in places where they probably not naturally should be. There's crevices built into some of the pathways that just seem like there's no natural process that should have created that. But it's mostly flat ground that you're walking on, and the snow seems solid enough, in quotes. On top of one of these rocks that's covered in snow, you see a pillar sticking out of it. Not unlike the one that you found with the gems the night before. But it doesn't look exactly the same.
How far off is that?
This is about 100 fulms east of where you are, and it's on top of a rock, like a pretty high rock. Tall.
Any visible way to get up to it?
You could
Short
climb
of-
up around it to get up there. Like, you could use other rocks to climb up in that direction. Here's what you see. As soon as it comes through.
that GIF that you sent Poe with the exploding sledgehammer is so exactly how I pictured that scene going.
If I remember correctly, that's what they were doing was they put gunpowder down and they hit it with a sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
Okay, so it's not terribly difficult to like go up that side.
More or less.
Well, Millie will tap Sid's shoulder.
You do see you don't know if it's the same one, but you see an ice spring in the distance.
She'll tap Sid's shoulder if she can reach it and point at the tower.
Well, I think we might have time to check it out, but do not touch a crystal if it's in there. We can't afford to have me burning spells if we can help it.
That's right, and that thing will make you shit all night.
The crystal of shit.
Real quick, would Sherbin know? Since she's from the Azan Steppe and they're all nomadic tribes there, would she know to look for any sort of like clues or signs that someone had left somewhere to let other passerbys know about if there's danger ahead or if there's, a dead end or wrong way?
I'll let you roll for it.
Okay.
This will be survival.
Like the hobo codes.
Yeah.
But for travelers.
Ooh, that's a nat 20.
Hey.
Nat 20.
Yep.
Yep.
I haven't.
There before, there are now.
Oh wait! It was a survival check. You have to roll another d20.
But that doesn't count for your limit.
Still,
break.
d20 still counts, but it might not count for your check. Yeah.
Thank you. I would have forgotten. Thank you.
No worries. No worries.
Nat 1.
If the bucket looked like that, I would have left it in the lake. Like, nope, you are possessed. You're going right back in.
Mr. Bucket, the balls pop out of my mouth, Mr. Bucket.
I remember the thing being cool as shit.
No,
But
it
as
was
an
never
adult-
cool as shit. It was nightmare fuel and plastic.
Well,
I agree, that thing is frightening.
That had one, so I didn't have to live with it.
Ah,
Just got to play with it and have it shoot things.
I'm in trouble.
Why?
My sheet is missing its numbers.
Okay. Your survival. So what's your wisdom? You had a lot of wisdom, right?
can
Yeah.
you close it and reopen it?
Yeah, if it's the PDF, you probably just need to close and reopen it.
But don't save.
Your bonus would be 6 for survival.
Wow. You really know her sheet.
One of us has to. No, it did not come back up. Yeah, my numbers are gone.
That's really weird.
What do you remember? What your highest abilities were?
My base numbers are there, but like the skills bonuses and stuff, they're all blank.
Oh, that's fine. We can figure that out. Okay, what is your wisdom?
It's 18 plus 4.
Okay, so 18.
Okay. Yeah,
So
so,
it's 4
it's already a
plus-
plus 4. Are you proficient in survival? Let me see.
Yes, I've got nomadic instincts, so I do have proficiency in survival.
So it's plus 6.
Yeah.
Okay, survival. It won't let me put any numbers in there.
If it's the sheet that I gave you, it calculates that automatically. So, do you see a little black dot next to the skill survival?
Yeah,
But then the line next to that is missing.
it's gray. Yeah, it's all grayed out.
That's really weird.
But that's okay. Just add 6 to whatever your next roll is.
$19.
Nice.
Still good.
Okay. Excuse me. You don't find anything. If there was any sign here left by someone, it's long been covered in snow.
Okay.
If you had rolled a nat 20, if you had gotten it, I might have made something up, but unfortunately, the logistics of it are not good.
C'est la vie.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Are we agreed on that, Millie? No touching?
What are y'all talking about?
The people that are watching this are just going to hear chalkboard writing from the microphone.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Sid, why'd we stop? Why?
Check out that little tower on that ridge up there. Very similar to the one that we got the 2 crystals from before. But I was making sure that we're going to be a little more careful this time.
So what you're saying is we should make a quick detour and check out that tower.
Yes, but no touching if there's crystals.
No touching if there's crystals. You mean like the thing I touched before that made my hand feel impervious to pain?
Correct. That would eventually have led to your hand falling off.
That's not good.
No, not good.
All right, well, if you say no touching, Sid, I won't be touching anything in that place.
Good.
All right, group, do you think we should make a detour to that castle-looking thing over there? Worst case scenario, if the snow starts coming up again, we could hide out there for the night or until the snow passes.
Yeah, sure.
At the very least, it'll give us maybe a better lay of the land. Maybe we could see some caves from up there that we can't from down here.
Right, if we scale the tower, that's good thinking, Sid.
Well, we should be able to see without climbing the tower itself, but hey,
I'm glad I put you in charge of being in front of the group and walking with me. I'm feeling much more comfortable in your stead.
As Kevin says that, Millie is just going to start walking towards not waiting for Kevin to start walking.
Okay.
And she's going to...
You just take the shortest path straight there?
No, because the sprite's in the way, so she's going to go left and loop around. You have a wide berth to the sprite.
Okay.
I mean, we all follow, I assume.
Yeah, I can't... We can't allow solo missions.
So I'm assuming everybody else was already making motions to make way in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all following Millie?
Yep.
Like if nobody follows, you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's following you, all right. It's your group.
It's the bucket.
The bucket's in your hand, isn't it? You're still carrying
No,
it?
it is how it dropped and is now walking behind me.
Wait, did you actually drop it?
No, I still got
So
it.
you're still holding it?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
Buckets are great for holding things that hurt when you touch them.
Roll a perception check for me.
I can't. My dice tower
You're
jammed.
cursed.
Natural 1.
Thank you. Okay.
It was trying to warn me. It's like, no, you don't want these dice. Roll different ones.
I just want to let you guys know that you have more natural 1s than natural 20s on the...
That's fantastic.
Anyone
good.
surprised by this?
I'm not.
Nope.
Total of 3.
Millie, can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Again, nope. That would be a 24.
24. Okay. Since you're leading the group, more or less, on the charge up there, you're taking a wide berth away from the ice sprite that you saw, and you're trudging through the snow, and then you take a step, and you realize, oh, that's not as solid as the previous one, and you start to fall. You feel like the snow funneling, but you jump back out and land on your ass in the snow, but you, just in time to watch, like, a 6-foot hole open up, a sinkhole open up around you, and the snow fall in.
It's a giant bucket.
No. It is about a 15-foot drop into what appears to be a subterranean system there, from what you can see. But you are on the ground. Well, on your ass.
can I move up with the spine and help her up and kind of use the spine as a guide, like to
so
check
as you keep moving, you're gonna
check to use it to check.
Out of a musket.
Okay.
Because it's long.
Okay. So you're moving away from that.
They're basically trying to find the periphery of that hole, but continuing to keep a berth from the spring.
It looks like the whole, you can see the entirety of the hole. The snow fell in, exposing the entirety of the hole.
Not just a giant icy pothole.
There might be other holes, which is why you're going around hitting the ice, or hitting the snow rather, with your spines and your
spines and butts, saving the day.
Oh my god! You guys are gonna invent chiropractic.
So, Sid and Fifi, you're the I'm assuming geology type of academics.
What's up, Dace?
Yeah. Would it be beneficial for us to see what the cave network underneath is like, and maybe it might offer us more shelter from the elements if we're underground?
It's not a bad thought. It'd definitely be more secure than a tiny cave.
Millie's saying something.
Would we be able to get down there safely is the question.
You're not asking me that question, are you?
No.
Okay.
That was just
when Deus says that, Millie stops and writes and then asks this of Sherbin.
Yes.
Well, if we can get down there safely, I think that's probably high on our list to consider for shelter going forward.
Okay. So I propose that we continue on to check out the pillar, and then maybe loop back here if there's no other options.
How far away are the mountains from this spot?
Which ones? The entire area is surrounded by mountains.
I'm gonna say we don't go down there.
And what do you see, Omega?
I see snow all around us, and one loud noise, which I make a lot, could put us 200 feet underneath the snow.
She has the point. Plus,
I believe Omega's they, by the way.
they?
It's she. It's she.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep.
Just so you know, out of character, when I said you're surrounded by mountains, I mean this entire area is surrounded by mountains. In terms of where this hole is, the closest mountain that is covered in snow is a good distance away from this exact spot.
Oh, well, that's what I was asking.
Well, I understand that now. Okay. But I'm not saying that you're safe. I'm just saying that the chance of an avalanche reaching you here may not be as simple as you think it is.
Well,
What he's really saying is now we have a challenge of making an avalanche happen.
I'm all
possibly. But it was already buried under snow once. Just putting it out there.
If we have the time to explore, that might be best before we make any final decisions.
Yes.
That could be final decisions.
If we get down there, we need to make sure we can get back up safely too.
Right. So we'll let's check out this tower and then circle back like Deus said and see where we're at.
Okay. You continue on towards the rocks where that pillar is that I mentioned. Omega, roll a d20. Please.
13. A lucky number indeed.
As you're walking along, you suddenly hear the beating of wings and a roar, and overhead a gigantic dragon flies past you into the distance. It is a bluish gray colored dragon with black scales.
Oh, let me chase it. Oh, let me chase it.
It's like it's not a D&D type dragon. It's,
Right. Well, I mean, so like the belly's one color, but then the shoulders and back are a different color.
Yeah, more or less.
Like most lizards type of thing.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Cool.
But it just flies over you, seemingly ignoring you, and continues off in the direction that it's moving, which was south.
For the Alliance.
Does it look bigger or equivalent to the dragons we saw outside of Annex Shrine?
Bigger.
Is it heading towards the
If you
same?
can see where it looks like it's going.
It's already out of your eyesight.
Well, the direction it headed, is there like another Annex Shrine in the distance it looks like it was going to?
Nope. You can see that it was headed southeast, but it
Oh, no.
it disappears.
Get there. Falcon's Nest is gone.
Well, that's towards the direction we're headed eventually.
Need to get one of those wing things. Get us there pretty quick.
So we just needed a lasso. Just whee.
Just build a helicopter.
Give us a
Helicopter, helicopter.
Ukrainians might shoot it down, though.
All right, tower. I'm gonna move towards the tower.
I hear him.
Oh, okay. All right. The rocks look like they need to be scaled to get up to that point. It's not simple, but it's probably not terribly difficult either.
I'll climb it.
Are you okay? You're leading the way at this point. Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
At
to climb up
disadvantage.
the rocks. It's basically. Well, I'll wait until you roll. And
Okay.
again, disadvantage.
Yes. With disadvantage, one of them was a 20.
Hey.
Oh. Interesting.
A natural
I'm gonna
one.
be very, very
One was a natural 20. The other is. Aha! I'm trained in athletics. 18.
18.
Nice.
Okay. Omega gets the lay of the land, kind of looks over the rocks that are there, and then bounds from one rock to another until you are at even ground where that pillar is. The pillar is about as tall as Omega.
Come on, it's easy.
Oh, I don't think anyone outside DX can jump that well.
Millie's gonna try to dexterously jump up and about.
Sure.
Omega.
Sid will tap her shoulder and give her guidance.
Given that Millie is a small person, can I wear the bucket like a nutcracker's hat?
You can.
I will, and then I try to jump up the ledge.
With guidance.
Omega's going to get flat on the ground and like hold her quarterstaff as like a grab this.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Omega's like trying to lower the quarterstaff so you can hold on to it, and she'll pull you up.
Is the rock
Yeah.
that she's standing on that low to the ground?
No.
Okay.
It's just if you get up that high.
Spatial awareness is not Omega's strong suit at the moment.
No. It's okay. It's something to grab onto if you need it.
Oh, very nice of you lending your staff to her, Omega.
It's a gun. No, I'm kidding. It's a stick.
Yeah. I mean, I'd lend my staff to any woman that needs its assistance.
I'll even lend my staff to you, big bud.
I'd use your staff any day of the week. I mean, it looks nice and firm. Something you can really hold on to.
You're damn right it is. Careful not to grab onto it too hard. It might blast off in your face.
Oh, I wouldn't want it to blast in my face. I mean, it
Then
sounds
don't
like
grab it too hard.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know we could get excited like that. I'll be kidding.
Oh, it's very excitable.
Having this
Well, okay.
conversation.
This is completely appropriate. We're talking about his staff that he uses for climbing and stuff. What is the problem?
You're right. What was I thinking?
I know.
Millie just jumps up the rocks very easily and lands deftly next to Omega, not needing to use the staff for help at all. Wearing a bucket on her head.
Millie, you might want to just touch it because she offered it. Just saying.
But be careful of the tip. It might be sensitive. You don't want to break it there.
Actually, the base.
Oh my god. All right. Millie and Omega, are standing up on top of this jutting out rock with the pillar on it.
I'll start looking at the pillar.
Okay. What languages do you know?
Common and Sylvan.
Common and whatever the village spoke.
Okay. Can you read?
I can. Yeah, I have a 9.
Okay. What about you? You could read, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There's 2 languages written here. And one of them you have no idea what it is, but it's really intricate and enrapturing script. It's like something that it's like, I feel like I want to know what this says. And just looking at it, you feel like you might get the gist of what it's trying to say without knowing what a single letter is.
Cool.
But in common, above it, is written out much more literal, so more than feeling. It's a signpost. And it's pointing towards it says Annex Trine with some kind of numerical marker, and it's pointing in the direction that you came. Now on the other side, it says Ishgard, and it again some kind of numerical marker pointing southeast.
Oh, it's saying Ishgard is that way.
Would we have seen the numbering in Tailfeather at all?
Well, I mean, they're numbers, and it's giving you a unit of measure.
But it's not full.
It's not in the normal measurement, no.
Or malms, right?
Well, malms would be miles.
Yeah.
Fulms is feet.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not in any measurement that you actually know, but you get the gist of what it's trying to say. Can they read your chalkboard from up here?
That's why I was gonna add as a real big. I'm not sure how big the.
I'll just yell whatever she says.
Well, I just wrote signpost.
Signpost.
No crystals?
You don't see any crystals.
Shake their head. Any
Sid sighs a heavy sigh of relief.
What does this signpost read?
Sorry, depictions of dragons on the signpost. As soon as you think that, and you look at the script that I had mentioned, it's as if each of the letters somehow resembles a type of dragon.
That's cool.
But only when you look at it like very closely, the image makes it forms itself in your mind.
How big a block of text are we talking?
The text itself is not terribly big. The lettering is probably like that.
Each letter or the whole?
Each letter.
Amelia will take out some paper and get some charcoal sketches of...
Sure.
How many...
Your charcoal does not adhere to the paper very easily given the weather, but eventually you are able to get a fairly decent rubbing.
Or chalk work just as well.
Same thing, but...
Yeah. Okay, so she'll just try to get a smattering of different letters.
Sure.
Well, it did say Ishgard was that way, and now it all looks like dragons. So... Magic signpost? I start thinking of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Who was it that told us...
Omega, roll a perception check, please. Go ahead.
Who was it that told us that the dragon's speech can be understood by anyone? Was that Sheridan, or was that somebody, an NPC?
I think you got that from the VAP.
Okay.
Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was the VAP that said it.
I rolled a 13, so 12. That was with disadvantage.
12? Okay. From where you are, you look out and around. You see what appears to be the site of a battlefield littered with some bodies. And it's a little bit to the northeast of where you are.
Kind of like over that way, looks like a big fight happened.
Is anybody moving?
No, it's all like Like
You
a
do see some
storybook.
movement over there.
Oh, yes. There is movement.
It looks like a humanoid, a few humanoid creatures with long tails, and
Looks like
possibly horns.
It's like a couple of people with some tails.
We've got tails.
I got tail.
I would say actually most of our group has tails now that I think about it, because we have Omega has a tail,
not like
Deus has
any
a tail,
of your
Makote
tails.
has a tail, Genbu and Sherman both have tails.
It's different than any of the tails that you have, but yes.
All right.
Hey, you want to go check it out?
Well,
Do
you
they
said it
look
has a
like
good story.
me and Genbu?
Who said what now?
Shorten,
Do
what
they-
did you say?
I said I'm calling up to Omega. Do they look like me and Genbu?
I try to discern if they look like...
They do not look like El Ra.
No! They don't look like me, right? You said that the tails don't match mine?
They don't look like anyone in the group.
I can't recognize them for shit.
Evan, what do you think?
Who'd you ask?
Evan.
Well, I mean, it's going to take us far away from our path. Also, can we all get up there?
Is it up on their level, or is it he's seeing, or Omega seeing this on our level, pretty much?
Well, Billy can see it now too, because Omega's yelling about it. But it's around this outcropping that's here, and to the northeast, and then there's like a ramp leading up to what Omega's talking about. The ramp is like broken rock or some other structure.
So to get there, the other people would have to climb the same rocks we did?
No, you would have to climb down from your
We can
rocks.
go around.
Yeah, maybe they'll start to head down then.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics check to get down. And Omega, you could roll an athletics check to get down.
11.
And I have to get down in order to get there?
You'll have to, yeah, where you're standing, there's really nowhere else to go from where
Okay.
you are.
Then yeah, I'll get down. I didn't know it was like a take a high road, take a low road kind of thing.
Yeah. As you're climbing down, you get the distinct impression that
Good.
this signpost and the rock that it was built on top of was not always up in the air like that. It was probably flat on the ground at one point. And this is some kind of geological shift.
I got it. 10.
Where it was doesn't really make much sense for anybody.
How many were over there, Omega?
How many did I see?
You saw, again, the shapes were very hard for you to make out. You saw at least 3 things moving there, but you saw carcasses of some creatures over there as well.
Couple live things, couple dead things. It's hard to make out. I think we outnumber it.
Oh, that's something at least. Do we
Well,
want to take the detour?
We may outnumber it, but it does it look like it could hurt us. Something we should be worried about.
There's a bunch of weapons over there. It sounds like it could at least be fun.
I mean, we could use weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, what do you all think?
Well, we should
I
help
think
them
we
if
should-
they're in trouble.
We should check the bodies to see if they have any supplies like those heating potions.
All right, well, I think if everyone thinks it's a good idea, how's the weather look? You think we can hold out for a bit? I look at the weather.
Roll a d20, please.
Hello, weather.
And now, the weather.
Stop asking about the weather. 13.
You're fucking up my rainbows.
I'm sorry. Just had to check it.
The sky appears to not change at all.
Sweet. All right, well, as long as the weather's holding up, yeah, let's make it quick. I think we should go and check it out.
All right. Sid will take point again with the spine to make sure we're not going to fall into any holes, hopefully.
No sooner do you say that, you start hitting the ground with the spine, you find another sinkhole. But luckily, you hit it with the spine, and it just like, you see your life flash before your eyes. You're standing like this close to it falling into it, but because you're using the stick, you didn't. spine, because you're using the spine. You did not.
It's a lovely place.
Yeah. It looks like it leads to something similar, if not the same, underground cavern that you had seen with the previous sinkhole.
All right, I'll guide us around as best we can.
Okay. Looking down inside of it, as you contemplate the fact that you almost just fell, you actually see what appears to be a white tiger prowling around below.
That thing looks like me. Holy shit!
Well,
Less sentient, though.
Are you sure?
Well, that's a good point.
Return to nature, become tiger.
it's at least good to know if we planned on going down there for shelter.
I'm sure it's fine. If anything, it'll just want to fight us, and then it'll, leave us alone.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess.
I don't see any bridges over there, but yeah, I guess we'd cross it.
Sure. Okay. On your way over there, here's what you see.
And as we're walking, Millie's going to hand the sketches of the dragon-looking language to Sid and write that on her board.
Sid, what language?
Sid speaks Common, Elven, and Sylvan.
You do not recognize the language.
Huh. Well, I think you and I are the only ones who even had somewhat of a feeling from that the shower, Millie, so probably something we should keep an eye on. Millie's gone.
Was there any of that stuff on the towers with the crystals?
The writing?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so it's just motifs. Or statues, rather.
Yeah, more or less. So, that's what you see in front of you, or to the side of you. You see a banner there that seems frozen stiff with ice. It was, like some kind of sturdy cloth at one point, but now it's just frozen. The symbol on it is not one that you recognize, but Sherbin and Genbu do. It's a banner with the sigil of Ishgard.
Where was the banner located?
It's very small in one of the pictures that I sent you, right in the center of one of those pictures.
Oh, yeah, on the rock, on the little ledge.
Yep.
So the last picture.
It's not terribly important. I'm just kind of describing what you see. To get to where Omega and Millie saw, you're going to need to progress a little bit further forward. And visibility opens up a little bit more for the ground level where you are as you continue along. And suddenly it opens up until you see this site in front of you. Damn it. Wrong button. It looks like a dragon roaring in the distance, wings spread, and some kind of humanoid creature standing on top of a rock, which looks pretty close to where Omega wanted to go. You also see another humanoid creature in the distance below the rock. It's hard to make out exactly what it is. I'm going to get a drink.
Y'all see anything we need to be careful of? Hard to really make out what's over there.
I would be ready for just about anything if we could.
This place is reminding me more and more of a frozen graveyard.
Well, that doesn't sound very good. Have you seen many frozen graveyards in your travels, Sherwin?
Not very often. I try to avoid places that are too cold. But unless sometimes I do need to go through them. Like now.
I feel we should avoid trying to go to graveyards as much as we can. I know it's kind of an executive decision, but I think it'd be smart.
Right. We could come across some ghosts.
Hey, wait.
And
They
then
are
what would we
ghosts?
do? Dragon ghosts. Can you believe it?
No, I can't believe it. They're ghosts that are dragons? Dragon
knows?
ghosts?
We might run into some.
It's about 2:30 to 3 p.m. Daytime, or in terms of times a day right now.
How many shadows do we see on the ground?
You don't really?
Okay, so no foreshadowing. Got it.
God damn it.
Yeah, but that's bad.
Just checking.
Okay, so ignoring that comment, that was good, John. Okay,
Thanks.
so I sent a picture. I don't know if you saw it. Okay, so that's what you see where you're currently stopped. Sherbin, roll a d20.
And we only see the one on the cliff of the horn?
6.
From where you are. Did you say 6?
Yes.
Okay. You hear, actually, rather, you hear these dull thuds somewhere in the distance, and you feel the ground rumbling slightly. And it eventually, after about 60 seconds or so, it goes away.
Did anyone else feel that? Anyone? Did anyone feel the ground shake?
I felt it, but it was gone in about 60 seconds.
See, this is why we don't go underground.
Right. I didn't really feel the ground shaking. But maybe all your smaller creatures, you're more used to feeling shaken.
I don't like this. I don't like hearing those weird noises in the distance, and then the ground is shaking. It sounds like footsteps.
I mean, the last time the ground shook around us, some really bad things happened. So I think we should all be on guard. Check out for any mist that's rolling in. I don't know if this is going to be good.
Miss Mueller? Who's this Miss Mueller?
No, don't worry about it.
Oh, Miss Miller, she's this kind of woman. Her husband passed away, but she's been real sweet to all the people. She's been, hanging out with the mayor, the governor, and just a real sweet woman.
That's it has no real bearing on things currently.
You know what's funny, Sherwin? I feel like you really like Miss Miller. I feel like you two would get along.
Well, maybe one day I might get to meet her. But
today we really want to meet that big thing.
Well,
no.
She's really good at arts and crafts. You guys could scissor all day.
Well, maybe if she's very good with her hands.
I hear she's great with her hands.
We hear you that, yes.
But at the moment, I think we should be very careful because, again, I heard what it sounded like footsteps at the distance, and the ground was shaking, and if it's enough to cause the ground to shake, I don't want to be around to find out whatever it was that was making the ground shake like that.
And we don't know if whatever we're coming up on are enemies or what they are, so we should probably be wary.
Right.
All right, then should we just head back in the direction we were supposed to be going?
Well,
Can you say
we're
that,
headed.
please?
Wait, should we just head back in the direction we're supposed to be going?
You're still heading east. It's just you're going north at the moment rather than south to check out what you saw when you were on top of that outcropping.
Yeah.
can
I'm just
continue.
asking the group if we stop this endeavor, since it sounds like there's scary things up this way, or we go back.
I think we can keep getting a little closer and see what's going on, but be ready to
I like that.
cut and run if we have to.
I don't like that. All right, I'm gonna get closer.
How'd you get hurt?
Oh, I didn't erase my thing from
Oh,
my sleep.
thought I something was in the bathroom.
Yeah, no.
No, a piano fell on her.
I thought thought it would have been Kevin.
Okay.
I'll get closer.
You continue along. Is everybody following Omega?
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to.
Yeah.
Continuing.
Cool. Single file? Clump?
Well,
What?
Sid will still stay towards the front with his depth finding.
I'll depth find with him with my own stick.
Okay. Thankfully, you've not found any other sinkholes just yet, at least not where you walk.
Good.
You are getting closer, and the area where you're at right now begins to be a winding incline of rock, and it seems mostly flat rock, so jutting up out of the ground. Again, not really a natural land formation.
This looks very odd.
But this is definitely leading to where you saw the battlefield, Omega.
When you
Good.
say unnatural, are you meaning like...
Rocks don't usually form in a way that they're just jutting out of the ground.
Well, I mean,
long
that's
distances.
how mountains are made, when tectonic plates crash into each other.
Yes, and I'm saying mountains make sense. The way this is, it's a long rock that looks like it's been pressed down on one side and lifted on the other. That's kind of what it looks like.
Okay, so it doesn't look like recent tectonic shifting.
It doesn't look like natural erosion. It doesn't look like tectonic shift of plates mashing together. It looks like something outside of those forces caused it to be like this.
Someone's in Minecraft creative mode doing weird things.
Yeah. It's actually Super Mario Maker. Yeah.
So we have a sadist at the wheel.
Yeah. Hi. It's me. I'm the sadist.
Davrical, take the wheel, please.
You don't want that. Trust me. You don't want that. Suddenly, the gravity is reversed. Okay, so... You slingshot around Saturn. All right. So...
How long do I survive? That's a cool trip.
You weren't alive when it happened. All right. You gonna walk up this pathway? Okay.
Yep.
Let's see.
There's a person up at the top of this pathway, right?
You gonna have sledding?
Yes.
I don't think anybody has a shield.
No, that's not, like, I don't think anyone in our... Sid, do you have a shield?
What was that?
Do you have a shield?
No.
I have a shield.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah, it was until I reached level 4.
Oh.
I also
do,
have
but
dark
it depends
vision.
on who's walking in front of me.
Wait, what?
Accurate.
Depends on who's walking in front
Oh, I get it. Funny. Okay, so I sent a picture of what you're looking at. That horned creature that you see there, it and its brethren, as soon as they see you, run off. They scatter.
Well, that was unexpected.
I wanted their skulls. If they
Um,
look.
Are
mean,
there
they
a
could-
bunch of these dead dragons around?
Yes. It's littered with dead dragons whose bodies have not decomposed. You have no idea how long they've been dead.
Why is everyone littering around here? That's not very kind to the environment.
How far away is the closest dead dragon?
10 feet in front of you?
Well, poke it. See if it feels frozen.
Oh, it's frozen solid.
Okay.
You see spears and arrows sticking out of the corpses here. You also see dead humanoids who are indiscernible what race they were at the moment.
Any discarded shields on the ground?
Sure, there's a round shield.
Yes. I have a round shield in a bucket now.
It's
Oh my
rusty
God.
and sharp.
I leave it behind.
Well, I'm not... I mean, you've got a tinkerer with you.
Yeah, but...
Okay,
But-
leave
but-
the rusty, sharp shield behind.
Whatever we're doing, I would just recommend we all do it very quickly. Like Sherwin was saying, if there is something bigger and scarier, I'd like to be out of here if possible.
Can I check one of the bodies to see if anything worthwhile is left? One of the humanoid bodies?
The humanoid bodies have mostly been picked clean of flesh. Bones are broken. you find old weapons. By old, I mean they look like they may have been here for centuries. This has been a relatively undisturbed area for quite some time, it seems. But what you see appears to depict a battle between dragons and some kind of humanoids.
It's like somebody kicked a really big hornet's nest.
That's very accurate.
You do see a large statue that you saw in the previous picture. You can get close to it if you move up. You can't get directly to it because it's like on a separate platform.
I will get close to it.
Sure.
I will follow as well.
It looks to be a very impressive dragon statue, but as you get close enough to it, you realize it's not a statue, it's a corpse, frozen solid in place.
I have an idea.
What's that?
I want to be inside the dragon. I want to see what's it ate.
You want to see what it ate?
I want to see what it ate. I want to blow open a hole in the dragon and go inside and see what it ate. See if there's any treasure in there.
But did she cause an avalanche?
I told you. Yes, I make loud noises.
Wait. Omega, I just want to let you know, from the picture books my ma used to read me, I'm pretty sure dragons keep their gold, their treasure with their whores. So you gotta look for their whores to be able to find it. You know, whores.
I feel like there's something wrong with that statement, Kevin.
No, the whores.
Kevin, dragons don't have horses. They're too big.
No, not horses, whores. It's like where all the loot's kept. In their whores, you know, a dragon whore.
I think you mean horde.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you said whore.
We were talking about.
I don't even know what a whore is.
Me either. A whore is where dragons. It's where dragons keep their loot.
A whore is someone you have sex with for money.
Isn't that what you were saying about some prostitute? I'm supposed to bathe their feet. So if you find the prostitute, don't forget, it's in the Book of Bob.
I don't think dragons keep prostitutes, but I could be wrong.
No, but it was a whore. Not. Am I saying that right, Fifi?
No.
Whores. A dragon whore.
Horde.
I'm going to be quiet now while I contemplate dragon prostitutes.
Horde, got it. Horde, a dragon horde. Anyway, Omega. So look for the horde. I think that's where dragons keep their valuables.
I look for a dragon horde. And any sexy female dragons.
Believe it or not, you do not see one out here in the open.
Then I better check inside.
Roll a perception check, please. By the way.
I like that logic.
Oh my god, I keep rolling the same two fucking numbers today.
Omega's the only one that's close enough to, like, see... The only one that moved close enough to see that dragon statue.
12.
No, me and I walked with him.
Oh, her.
With her, excuse me.
All good. I got a 12.
A 12?
Yes.
With a 12, you are able to make out silhouettes of something in the distance. You're actually at somewhat of a height, so you have increased visibility here. Let me find that picture. First, directly below the cliff, you see this. Give it a second.
Oh!
Is that another frozen lake by the look of it?
Yeah. It's more or less a frozen lake, but it's pretty far down.
Oh, gotcha. How many buckets are down there?
Are you still wearing the bucket on your head?
Yep.
Just checking.
Yep.
How's your head feel?
Probably a little cold, but she's got a lot of hair, so it's probably insulating. And her
Okay,
ears have
I was just
fur on
curious.
So close to the brain.
I wonder how ominous I'm making this sound.
Millie is a very silly person.
Well, it's a far drop to get to that dragon.
Not wanting to look down so much at the drop anymore, you turn your gaze upward and you see this in your direct field of view.
That's cool.
Oh. As in, like, I can hop to one of those? Or is it just, it's far away?
This is a distance away.
Well, that looks like a thing.
Is it a distance that we could theoretically traverse?
By nightfall, sure. Maybe a little bit into nightfall, but if you're planning to get to the Convictory before nightfall, odds are not good.
Sherbin's that seem like Dusk Vigil? Well, Sherbin's not with Omega and Millie and I. And
Unless you call out to them.
yeah, why not? Sherbin, Genbu, everybody, can you come over this way a bit?
Sorry, I was busy thinking about dragon prostitutes.
Yes.
Of course you were. All right, Sherbin's going to make her way up to where Sid is.
Shape changing into whatever they want.
Okay.
Does
You can do what I described.
do we does anybody recognize that kind of building?
I mean, there's nothing like that back where we came from.
Oh no.
Sherbin just sort of squints at it. Like, you know...
It matches the description that you would have, the knowledge that you would have of what the Dusk Vigil should look like.
You know what? I think that might be Dust Vigil. I believe so. It looks very closely to what I saw when I was here a couple years ago, and based off of what we heard from the Garleans, I think that could very well be Dusk Vigil.
Well, that seems like a lot of yalms away.
It's probably still closer than where we were planning to go at this point. We don't have a ton of time left on the day.
Well, shouldn't we find... You think we can make it there by nightfall?
I believe so. I believe so. If we don't dilly-dally too much around here with all the dragon booty, we should be able to reach it by nightfall.
Was there booty everyone was trying to touch? I take...
Well, let's make this decision quickly then. Not
let's
get
start-
caught up in anything.
Let's start walking that way right now, and if we see, a potential place to stop before it hits dusk, we should probably take that.
Well, me to tell you what to do, but if you start walking that way, you will fall off a cliff.
Let's not fall off the cliff, but like walk around, down. Let's just get going. I mean, we got to get going.
To get in that direction?
You see a frozen lake, or what appears to be a frozen lake, and you see lots of sharp, spiky things jutting out of it, metal spikes. They look as if they're, what's the word I'm looking for? They're like gigantic harpoons, more or less.
Right. Well, I mean, to get from where we are to get to that
You would have
place.
to go back down where you climbed up, so down the hill, around, and then continue east. But you're more or less parallel with it once you get back down off of here.
Gotcha.
Are we agreed that that's the direction we want to go at this point?
Still can't figure out how we got close to the
I
Dusk
think we should
Vigil.
continue on towards the Convictory.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well,
I think we
Gambo,
should continue on towards Convictory.
Weren't you the one who said we can go look for treasure in Dusk Vigil?
Yes, but then I got frightened by the prospect of dragon prostitutes.
so wait, from how we saw Dusk Vigil, that's like a ways off in the distance, right? Not like right up front of it, because I'm going based off of what the pictures show.
An estimate is about 2 to 2.5 malms from where you are.
How long? How long will that take us to go?
In the snow, walking. I would say that you could probably get there in about 3 to 4 hours.
Well, that's a solid endpoint. We still don't know where exactly how far it is to get to the.
Wouldn't we be closer? Wouldn't we be closer to the Convictory at this point, though? Since that's where we were heading?
The Convictory is much further. If you're asking me,
Yeah.
the Convictory was like 2 days walk in good weather.
Okay, because the map in my head's not matching to what the party's doing. Okay.
Yeah, I got the map in front of me, don't worry.
Okay.
That means you should worry.
Yeah, based on what I think, I don't think we make it to the Victory today. We have a shot at making it there to Dusk Vigil.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what you guys choose.
I'm down for it.
Well, my vote is for Dusk Vigil.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get us to a place where we can hunker down for the night. Or be in a place before the snowstorms pick back up. And that looks like the closest place. I mean, I can't say we can get in there, but I think, with the smarts of this group, we can figure our way in.
So Millie has a very confused look on her face and draws that.
I know the sun's not out right now, Millie. I know that. It's we're in like a cold environment. That's completely fine.
Yeah.
We've been working a lot on hoping we find where we need to go. We have a solid place in front of us there.
Right. I'm going to make an executive decision and say we should go. Again, my vote only counts as one, plus a little extra if it doesn't go my way.
I'm gonna let people who know smarter things make a decision in this time.
Really. Yeah, I would like to go to the solid answer where we have a definite destination.
Yes, and even if we're not able to get inside of Dusk Vigil, we might be able to, depending on how the wind is blowing, we might be able to use the building to brace ourselves against the wind.
Yeah, it's like my pa always said, trust the devil you know. I don't know what a devil is, but I feel like we should trust what we know.
It's a very apt statement, Kevin.
Pa was a great guy. I look up to him every day.
Well, sounds like we're made up.
Well, let's move it then.
Okay. Those who are keeping track, the weather is approximately 15 degrees Fahrenheit at this point of day. And it's about 4 p.m. It's considerably colder than it was a few hours ago. And it feels as if a cold breeze is coming in the direction you're walking, slowing you down even further. When I say breeze, it's more of a gale.
Understatement.
Yeah. Walking that direction, who's leading?
Sid and I assume Kevin. I'm with Sid up front. Sid's a little bit in front of me because he has that stick. The spine.
Spine.
Okay. Kevin, roll a d20.
Four.
Hold that thought.
Sorry, guys.
What's the opposite of a rainbow?
The wind begins blowing harder. The snow, which was falling steadily, is now falling heavily. You're in the middle of the makings of a blizzard. As this is happening, the temperature drops. It's now approximately 5 degrees Fahrenheit. It's very cold. It's hard to move. And with all of that, you hear a sound nearby.
To the
South.
South.
It appears to be shadowing you to the south as you're walking east. At least in where you hear the sounds, it sounds like it's directly to your south as you move along.
That's something we get to fight.
If anyone heard that, I think we should all pick up our pace. I know it's hard to walk here. I take out some rope. If everyone just holds the rope to make sure we don't get lost, and it's too hard to see, like a big old line, I'll lead and I'll just keep walking the same direction, but hopefully we can pick up the pace faster that way.
It's harder to see than it was, but you still have visibility out to about 20 feet.
Okay, so not
Okay.
yet where I'm going to lose track of the person next to me.
No.
Yeah, I think Kevin's being more preemptive than anything.
This is the beginnings of a blizzard, not a full.
Because it's really.
Thank you, DX. Exactly. I pre-something.
Yeah, you got some good ideas once in a while.
All right.
I agree.
So we double time in it then?
How
As much as we could, I guess.
Yeah.
From the dragon graveyard.
You've got about 1 malm. 1.5 malms at this point.
And this from 4 p.m. till...
It's now approximately 6 p.m.
Right.
Sunset, on average, is around 7.
Okay.
Keep going.
Is there anything that anyone wants to do at this point before I progress?
I'm going to start
Right stuff.
exerting effort into getting there faster.
Okay. I will allow you to move faster and make more progress quicker, but you will accrue a point of exhaustion.
Is that on top of the one that I already have then?
On top of the one that you have. And
What
that's
is
for
a-
anyone else who wants to do the same. But keep in mind, if the entire party does not move faster and some of you do, you may get split up.
Yeah.
But if we're holding onto the rope, can we just let them pull us?
Yeah, I'll pull everybody.
Can we see any caves around here? Are we pretty much in wide open?
I will say, if I accrue another level of exhaustion on top of it, will that be after it happens?
Because level 2 exhaustion is speed.
Yeah, speed halved and...
Yeah. You'll get the exhaustion at the end of the day. Or
Okay.
at the end of your
Trek.
exertion.
What is exhaustion drops off what after a long rest?
1 point per long rest.
1 point per long
As long
rest,
as
yeah.
you actually get rest,
Right.
which is what happened last night.
Right.
Okay. Are you all holding hands or what?
I thought we were holding
Holding-
onto the rope.
The rope.
You have a rope tied to each other?
Yeah, I think
Kevin
we should.
pulled out his rope.
It's a good idea.
Millie's going to continue to try to dissuade the group
Dissuade us from what? From double timing it, or?
from continuing to dusk vigil.
Oh.
She said go back to the caves, like the caves by this, where the tiger was.
Millie, that's going to add at least another hour and a half at best, and still have us in the same position.
With the worsening weather, is it noticeable how much our pace has slowed from our initial estimation of a few hours to get there?
Yes.
Because that was at 4 p.m. weather, we estimated that, and then...
And
Yes.
it got really worse, yeah.
Good roll, Kevin.
Thanks.
This is fun. I like
It's more exciting this way.
You once again hear... This time you hear it coming from north of you, near where that ice lake was. You won't make it to the D&D on time?
You never make it to the DMV on time.
That's fair.
We're kind of caught in the middle, unfortunately, at this point. I think at this, we might want to think about using those potions now, too.
Should we take a swallow each?
I think we push on.
That's a 3-minute timer.
Oh, is it a 3-minute timer? Okay.
Less than mid, yes.
Yes, but if we double back, we've lost our tracks. They're gone in the snow. So we risk getting lost if we double
And
back.
it took us 2 hours to get here, and that's at least 2 hours back or 2 hours towards Dusk Vigil.
I
Kim
think
did say that devil we know is the one we want to go with, so I think we should go with the anti-Bob and go for Dusk Vigil.
I agree. I mean, at least we know where we're going. If we try to double back, we still don't know where we're going, and we're trying.
I think you're outvoted here, Mills.
You broke me.
I think you're outvoted, Powder. We're gonna head on.
One last point of protesting.
Now,
No,
I might
it's
have
less.
missed it. I might have missed it, but are you drinking your warming potions?
We hadn't decided that, but Dusk, out of character, we're closer to Dusk Vigil, yeah?
You can see the Dusk Vigil from where you are, or at least you can see an outline of it. It's big enough that even with poor visibility, you can see where it is.
Right, but we've been heading in that direction, so we're closer to Dusk Vigil.
You are closer to Dusk Vigil than you are to the Tiger Cave.
Okay. Let's take a swig.
Well,
Let's go.
The initial estimate was about 4 hours to get to the Dusk Vigil, and then our pace worsened, and we have progressed 2 hours. We would be closer to the Tiger Cave.
Well, now it's worsened.
Because it worsened after you had already begun your progress. If you were to head towards the Tiger Cave now with lowered speed, it would take you longer to get back than it took you to get here.
Okay, so it was about an hour in, the weather got worse, not the weather got worse immediately upon setting out.
Correct.
Okay.
With that said, and my egg timer's about to run out, does anyone else have anything else they want to do really quick?
Nope. Swig a potion and keep moving.
Swig of potions.
Take a swig.
How many potions did I give you?
2.
5 of the warming potion.
Yeah.
Was it 5 warming or 5?
2 healing, 5 warming.
Okay.
Each potion, you would have to drink half to get the effect of it. So
We got
it
10.
wouldn't last the full duration that it's intended to, but you
Enough.
Could split it up.
Oh, not freezing yet. Let's just keep walking. If things get bad, we swig the potion.
Yeah, but that works. There's exactly 10 of us, so.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That's fair. All right. Let's keep going.
You're not drinking them yet.
No, not yet.
Okay. No sooner do you make up your mind than you see a gigantic figure come galumphing from the north across your path, headed towards the south. It's a large, something that none of you have ever seen in person, but Sid and Lanfifi would recognize this from the books. This is a giant gorilla.
I want to fight it so bad.
Charging through the snow,
Oh my god.
apparently at something.
Oh, I want to fight it.
Gorilla?
Not at us.
Across your path, paying you no mind.
From a size perspective, are we talking like a Godzilla versus King Kong type of thing, or a little bit smaller than that?
Probably about a quarter of the size of King Kong.
Got it.
How big?
That's helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, still big, but not skyscraper big.
Not like Goliath big.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Or charging at something.
Charging.
Either way, let's keep moving.
If it's fleeing from something, this is about to be much more fun than I expected it to be.
3 minutes.
Just keep heading forward.
Somebody roll a d20. Well, this is a 10-minute.
Not me. Someone else, please.
I got it.
Because I've been the naysayer.
Sure.
So rolling the tiny phone. 13. Again. It's the third 13 we rolled.
Yes.
The snow lets up. Not entirely, but slightly. The weather gets slightly better, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Your visibility also increases to the point where you can now see what the gorilla was charging at. A large quadrupedal beast with horns and purple skin is just sitting there waiting for the gorilla to get to it, and it tries to gore it as soon as it's there. The gorilla grabs its horns. Let me show you what you're looking at.
What if we already know and we want to cry?
Oh no!
All normal things. Kevin's not scared.
Oh boy!
Oh no.
Omega's also not scared.
We have to go. We need to go.
This is about equal in size to the gorilla, just FYI.
And so this is off to our left?
This is to the south of you, yes, which is off to your right.
Right.
Your,
Okay.
in the
Okay, so
direction
drill
of your
around
right.
this way.
That thing also kind of looks like me.
I mean,
No, it doesn't.
looks like
What-
it's preoccupied. Let's just keep going.
Would Sid
Big,
recognize
almost
that from a
behemoth
book?
in size.
Nope, you have no idea what this is.
Either way, I think we need to go.
It looks fearsome.
I mean, that thing definitely looks like it's done a few reps. Definitely strong. But let's just keep going. You know, it's preoccupied trying to fight.
As you're looking at it, it does a death roll like a crocodile would, and the gorilla holding onto its horns gets flipped over onto its side, and it tries to pounce on top of it, but the gorilla rolls away. It's quite a cinematic sight if you want to stay and watch, or what would you like to do instead?
Not freeze to death.
Keep
Yeah,
walking.
I think we need to take advantage of the good weather, better weather.
Or fight it. I'd like to fight it.
Are you going to fight it?
No.
You just said you wanted to.
I do, but I'm sure if I start to move towards it, somebody will stop me.
Just wait for the loser
That's
and try to
There we go.
You're kind of leading the band on the rope.
For anyone who's watching this after the fact, by the way, who can't see the pictures that I'm sending in the group, it's a fucking behemoth. In case that means anything to you.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay.
Fight it.
So, you're continuing on towards the Dusk Vigil, is that correct?
Yeah.
I won't.
Okay, and you are exerting yourself.
Okay, so
Now that it's let up.
Omega
do you think-
is.
I'm a little bit more tired than other people might be, so just saying.
Now that it's let up, I don't know that we need to really go super hard again.
Yeah, Omega, I think some of the group looks a little tired. Let's just slow down a bit. Still keep it fast pace, but
Okay, I'll
Keep a
slow down.
normal, a good pace.
I understand that as the leader of the group, sometimes I need to not run off and go fight my own things and stay with the group until they're warm or whatever.
we'll let
Regular
that one
pace.
go because for the greater good of the group.
Okay. As you continue along, it's a good thing you moved when you did, because whoomp, the large form of that big purple monstrosity lands where you were just standing, having been thrown by the gorilla. You fucking run. Okay.
Now is the perfect time to attack it. I'm not going to.
Okay. Continuing along, you move at this pace, which I think we decided that you're not overexerting
Not-
yourself because
Not double time.
Right.
Okay. The temperature is rapidly dropping. It's now an even 0 degrees outside. It's very cold, and even as you're moving, you feel as if nails are being pushed into your muscles. And every time that you breathe in, it's like you breathe flame. It's not fun. Millie has a suggestion.
With her, it's getting quite
place.
difficult to bear this.
What was that?
You can go first.
I agree with Millie. It's getting quite cold to bear this.
Alright.
I'm not quite sure how the little ones feel about this, or the bigger ones might not be having so much of an issue with all the extra insulation you have, but I could use a little nip.
I'm with it.
It's definitely a little chilly.
All right, let's dole out the potions, I guess.
Sure.
I realize the music should have changed. My bad.
It's a very, very peaceful cinematic fight
Mhm.
going on behind us.
Here we go. Okay. You're running along as fast as you can go, with Deus being the slowest among you. You're moving as quickly as you possibly can away from this fight until it's obscured behind you, and you think that you're out of the danger. And you get to the remains of what was probably a bridge that looks like it leads directly up to the gate of Dusk Vigil. I'll send you a picture of it, but I just described it.
Hey, DX, you doing okay?
No, we were discussing it before the behemoth fight.
Are you having
We're
them
doing it now.
Yeah, that's what I thought you just...
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was decided, so I... Okay. Sure, you drink the potions. As soon as you drink those potions, you now begin to feel a bit more energetic. The cold isn't bothering you as much as you thought it was. It feels very much like you just had a very hearty bowl of warm stew. Something with a lot of potatoes in it.
Hey DX, you doing okay? I saw you kind of slow down back there. I was gonna slow down and kind of walk with you.
Well, I appreciate that, KT. I'm not feeling very good. Last night wasn't a very good night for me, and I'm just feeling very ragged today.
All right, I said maybe we should just slow down. I'm gonna walk with DX. You and Omega keep taking lead for the moment.
All right, I think we're on a bridge, so I think we're getting close.
Oh, this is the bridge you were talking about. The bridge we were gonna cross.
It's a bridge, and
I'm really impressed with your eyesight. I don't know how you saw a bridge all the way from over there, but impressive.
Okay. I mean, you're literally in front of it.
What does the bridge look like? Safe to cross?
It looks like it was broken long ago. There's a piece of the bridge that, if you look at it, lines up with where the door is. So at least it gives you that kind of, like, reference point. But you will have to cross the ice to get there.
I remember some of you divine people that have the gift of gold, the gift of Bob in you. Do you have something that can mend and fix this bridge?
We're
nothing.
not stonemasons.
That's
It's a
true.
bridge. There wouldn't be any stone in the bridge. It'd be most like rope and like wood.
You're the one with the rope.
But we'll hold on to the rope to make sure we don't get lost in the snow. I'm not exactly sure where this line of questioning is going.
You hear a roar in the background again.
All right, well, let's keep going.
Which creature it came from.
We're going to try to cross the lake, I guess. Does the lake look like it's frozen over, good enough to walk on, similar to the other lakes we've seen?
It does look frozen over. The ice here, however, is not opaque. Oh wait, opaque is not transparent.
Translucent. Yeah.
Sorry, it's not translucent. The ice is opaque, is what I was meaning to say. You can't see anything beneath it. But it does appear to be pretty solid, and the fact that you can't see anything beneath it kind of reinforces that.
I think we best get moving.
All right,
Yeah.
remember, try to walk like penguin, otherwise you might slip and fall.
Yeah.
Of course. What's a penguin?
Waddle. Keep your feet flat and try to shuffle as quickly as you can across the ice. That way
You guys don't have claws.
I don't have claws. I got feet and shoes. They've kind of gotten me where I need to go.
Sure.
Okay.
Luckily, we have a low center of gravity.
I don't know what all those... Not sure what you mean.
Okay. The Lalafells have a low center of gravity, which helps them not to slip and fall, according to Land GT.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does.
But gravity isn't a thing. That's something the pesky science tried to make up. No such thing as gravity. I'm not going to get into it right here, but...
Yeah, let's
Gravity
just...
fake? Is the planet flat too?
Yes, of course. We talked about this. Planet's definitely flat.
Birds aren't real?
Kevin's going to disbelieve gravity so hard he'll gain the ability to fly.
That's impressive.
It's basically it's a cleric casting
He
a fly
becomes
spell.
he becomes a primal. Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right. So just heard that. Okay. So, all of you going across the ice, I need you to make dexterity checks. 3 of them, all at disadvantage.
Oh shit.
Wow.
So, you know, I was already at disadvantage.
Well, that's what I'm saying is 'cause,
It's just straight dexterity, not acrobatics.
this is straight dexterity. This is trying to stay on your feet and not slip.
What's the fail? Because I'm rolling 6 die, technically.
I rolled
So I-
120.
Just roll them in groups of 2, John, and just tell me what the lower of the 2 is each time you roll.
Okay. 9.
What'd you get?
17.
Okay.
8.
I got all mine for you.
Roll the nat
I
20.
got a natural 1.
Thank you.
Oh, we canceled each other out. That's cool.
I got a nat 20 too.
I also did get a nat 20.
You did or did not?
I did.
How many sets do we have to roll?
3 sets. So 3 people rolled natural 20s with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9, 8, and
No,
11.
20 doesn't count.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It never counted for me, but...
It counts for limit breaks.
Ooh.
A nat 1.
1.
Thank you.
Fifi rolled.
All right. What were the... Give me your 3 rolls, Jimmy. Sorry, Millie.
Hold on. I have those wrong. 12, 9, and 7.
Okay.
17, 15, and 5.
Okay. Let's go with the order that I see them on there. Omega,
17, 15, 13.
Sherbin.
11, 1, and 6.
Okay. Sid.
13, 13, 16, and a nat 20. Just
Why do you have 4?
Well,
no,
yeah,
just a nat 20.
all the rolls.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Kevin.
I forgot to add my dex. 12, 14, 15.
Okay. I was about to call myself because that is me logged in there.
What about
Lynn?
Fifi?
You.
Alright. It was 18, 16, and 25.
Wow.
How the hell did you roll a 25?
I rolled 2 19s.
But
It was-
it's a dexterity check.
Oh, sorry, minus 3. So 22.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I lied again. 9, 8, and 11. Sorry, Daz. I was looking at... Doesn't matter what I was looking at. It's 9, 8, and 11.
So yeah, 15, 13, and 22.
Oh.
9, 8, and 11.
Oh, would that make mine? I've got a -1 for dex, so that would make mine 10, 0, and 5.
0.
Nice.
Millie and Sherbin slip on the ice and slide across. Both
They
of
grab.
you
No, they're holding the rope. They're holding the rope. Stay on side far.
each of you take 6 damage.
Could you not roll your highest number on that 6-sided die?
I did. I rolled a d6 and I got a 6.
The most dexterous, graceful person in the group, falling on her ass all over the place.
Clearly not. Yeah. You didn't roll below 10 at all.
No, I rolled a 5 in my
You
last
did
one.
roll.
On my
Okay,
last one.
so you stumble. You take 3 damage, but you don't fall on your face. I'm sorry, Omega. I really forgot what you said. Can you tell me?
24.
17, 15, 13.
Right, you're fine. Kevin, what did you have below 10? How many?
9, 2 below 10.
Okay. Kevin, with Millie and Sherbin, falls and slams into the ground and takes 6 points of damage.
As I fall, I kind of pull on the rope, and I don't know if anyone's I'm gonna pull anyone down with me. We're all holding the rope, so and I'm big. Okay, I'm just saying.
The rest of you are able to pretty much continue along more or less fine, and you help up those who fall. And it takes you 20 minutes, but you cross the ice, it does not break, and you find yourself in front of a very large drawbridge with all of the mechanisms for it apparently encased in ice.
I'm gonna try to climb it. No, I'm gonna knock.
Yes, that's a perfect image. Sorry.
I'm gonna knock.
You're not going to climb it?
No, I'm gonna knock it. Knock on the
Use your
door.
knock spell? You have a knock
Yeah.
spell?
Yeah.
Do you actually have the knock spell?
Yeah, it's called gun.
Oh, you're gonna blow the handle off of the drawbridge. Is that what's
Yeah.
going on?
I'm just gonna knock with my staffs.
Okay. You just hear this echoing, but nothing else happens.
Fifi, do you think we can cast your firebolt on this? See if you can melt the ice on it?
Yeah, the godly fireball. Do it.
Worth a shot. Let me go ahead and...
There are, as far as you can tell, 4 mechanisms, cogs, that move to lower this drawbridge, and they're connected by chains. So you see 6 points of frozen over pieces that you can target with a fire spell, if that's what you're doing.
Alright, just gonna spam firebolts everywhere.
Oh, you're shooting all of them.
It's a cantrip, so why not?
Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. All right. The ice begins to melt off of these mechanisms, and they no longer seem necessarily, frozen in place, but that doesn't mean that they're working. And immediately after Lanfifi finishes shooting off the firebolts, in your periphery, you see like a meteor of some sort flying through the air. And you turn to look, and it's not a meteor, it's the gorilla, flying a far distance, landing on the ice in the middle of the lake, falling through it. It breaks
Holy
a hole
shit.
in the ice, and it falls in. The rumbling, you feel it from where you are. This is a distance away. You feel it where you are, the vibrations, and the ice begins to crack everywhere. What are you doing next?
Is there a chain mechanism that I see?
Something you can pull?
On the ice still.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna pull on the chain mechanism as hard as I can.
The way the pictures looked, wrong chart.
The way I described it, the bridge kind of shows you the direction where the door is. But aside from this part of it that you're standing in front of, the rest of it was destroyed. That's how I described it.
So there is no, it is a bridge, then it directly to the door, and then water beneath it. There is no ground in between.
It's not water, it's ice.
Frozen water. It's a moat, or a river, or whatever. But what I'm
Yes,
getting at
yes.
is that there is zero ground between the wall of the building and the water.
Correct.
It is a sheer face.
Yes, it's where there was a bridge there that was going over, but it's long since been destroyed.
So,
And so then we're just standing on the ice looking up at a closed drawbridge.
Correct.
Right.
would you say it's a...
We should point out like the spots where they need to hit to give them support to do their little firebolt attack.
we better hurry up. We're trying to get away from this bridge over troubled water.
Yeah, you do hear the sound. It sounds like breaking glass, but it is ice cracking.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try to analyze the mechanism of the
Sure.
drawbridge.
Roll tinkering checks for me, please.
Yeah.
Are we friendlier with the gorilla now?
So 19 for me.
Why would you be friendly with the gorilla?
Because he broke the ice.
Yeah. As soon as we engage in conversation.
What'd you get? 19?
Yeah, 19.
And 11.
11. Okay. Between the two of you, you point out several spots that would be potential hang-ups for making the bridge open. At the moment, it's not blocked by ice, but it's also not moving. So you analyze it to see what might happen. You know how the mechanism works. You can tell just by looking at it, seeing the chains, seeing the cogs moving around. You see a mechanism on either side of the wall that may work towards lowering it.
Okay, it's something that we can access and...
You can access it. It is also encased ice on either side of the wall.
All right. So, Lanfifi, can you hit those two sections right there? And I'll point to the levers that we can manipulate.
Sure.
And then Millie and I should go to each one, and then once they're free,
We're not going to get squished by the drawbridge if we're standing next to those things, are we?
You're not standing... Well, is anybody standing where the drawbridge would be lowered?
Nope.
No.
Okay, well, then you're probably okay.
But I'm just making sure it's not like...
Where the mechanisms are, they are out of the reach of where the drawbridge would fall.
yeah. So let's do that.
Okay, so Lanfifi, are you targeting firebolts at these two? They're not levers.
Are they levers?
Like chain housing, right?
No. Have you seen Pirates of the Caribbean, the third one, where they summon the Kraken, or the second one, where they've got that? They're
The wheel.
Yes. So it's like a bunch of people have to turn it to summon the Kraken, right? It's a similar concept here, except turning it is what opens or closes the drawbridge.
Okay,
So it's not a lever. It's
Okay, so we should get Omega and Kevin on either one as well too to help us.
I will do that.
Okay.
Yep.
So Lanfifi,
Let's do it.
you shoot your firebolts at them. As soon as the ice melts away, you see not necessarily rotten wood beneath, but not exactly the most sturdy either. It wasn't necessarily made for cold weather, is the point I'm getting at.
Millie's going to offer her crowbar to... I'm assuming Omega came to Millie's side. She'll give the crowbar to Omega and gesture to like shove it into the spoke to use the crowbar instead.
Got it.
Okay. So you're at the left side, and then Deus and Kevin are on the right side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that the damaged wood in an area that Sid could touch?
I beg your pardon?
Is the damaged wood in an area where Sid could touch?
Yes.
I can cast Mending on it.
Okay. Sure. Are you doing this on both of them? Because both of them essentially have had long water.
Yeah, I'll run back and forth if I have to.
Okay. So Sid more or less reinforces the wood too close to how it was when it was originally constructed. It's not rotten through with age and water at this point, and ice. Okay, so you deduce that the way to lower this bridge would be turning these cogs. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yeah, Kevin, we need to work this crank. Let me show you how to do it.
I want to understand how to work a crank. I have to crank it hard?
What are you pulling?
Yeah, you gotta be handy.
Okay,
The thing. Well, it's one of those spinning things.
Yeah.
Right? Well, yeah. So
you did this though. I was like,
well, I'm like, okay. So I was doing the jerk off motion because of the crank. Anyway,
took me way too long. to get that.
Which direction do I spin it?
Okay. Which direction are you going to try to spin it? 'Cause
I'm
right
asking
now
them.
it's in place.
okay. So we need to lengthen the chain. So we're going to turn it the way that the chain will. It's not wrapped, right? So like if it's on this side,
There's no chain wrapped around it.
There's no chain wrapped around it.
No, the mechanism is underground.
Okay. So right
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
yeah. See, okay. Yeah, Sid knows what's up.
Okay.
We're doing it counterclockwise.
Okay. I'm curious what this says before.
Bridges
We
up.
can't take that chance, Millie.
The bridge is up. And
I mean, that does make sense.
You can't tighten a closed door more than it already is.
Good.
I'm gonna try clockwise first, then.
Okay. You pull at it. Go ahead and roll a strength check, please.
Would it be a flat roll since Deus is helping him?
You mean roll with advantage and cancel out the disadvantage?
Yeah, because that's how they work.
Okay. I'll allow it.
All right, so
That's what a flat roll means.
I get that. I didn't know if you were asking, do I add something
Well,
to
everything's
it?
flat. I mean, this table's flat.
15.
Doesn't count. You weren't actually rolling.
15.
15.
Mhm.
Okay. It doesn't budge when you pull it counterclockwise.
Okay, I'll try clockwise.
Okay.
I'm rolling.
Roll.
1 sec. Even better, 16.
Okay. Wow. With that roll, it doesn't budge.
I try again the opposite direction.
It doesn't seem to be working. Go ahead and roll a tinkering check.
But actually, I don't think it's working, guys. I tried it both ways.
I'm going to try to do it at the same time.
Okay. Roll a strength check, please, with Millie over there.
So 9.
9. Something's up here. You can't quite put your finger on it, but there's
11.
something. What'd you get?
11.
Were you pulling clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay. It doesn't budge.
Well, DX is, even though this is a bridge, isn't it kind of like also like a door? And don't doors have locks? Shouldn't we find some place to unlock it first?
Well, I suppose certain mechanisms could have some sort of linchpin blocking.
Go look on the other side of the wall for a lock.
You're looking on the other side of what?
On the wall for a lock.
You don't see anything on the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, it's pretty much it's stone masonry, but there does not appear to be any kind of adulteration to it.
Is the door seamlessly shut, or is there a gap in between the center of the two doors?
There's not two doors.
Or sorry, right,
It's a
the
drawbridge.
Never mind.
Yeah. It is pretty seamless though. It fits kind of perfectly. Actually, it looks like it wouldn't have fit perfectly in the past, but it's swollen with time. So now it's pretty much exactly the size of the door frame.
Okay.
It doesn't look too exactly the size of the door frame.
Not to the point where it won't move. You can make a green check.
Sure.
Because you see that Omega's having some trouble.
Better. That is 20 total.
20. With your 20, you notice as Omega's pulling and pushing and just trying to get it loose, you see that there is some kind of block that is just jammed inside of this mechanism that appears to be holding it in place.
Gonna run over to the other side and see if there's a similar block in a similar place.
Exactly the same place.
She'll point to that out to Deus and Kevin, and then go back to Omega. Just make like a yank motion.
Oh yeah, you must have heard my linchpin speech. I'll pull it.
I'll pull it.
Are you pulling it simultaneously?
Yep.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm asking Millie and Deus right now if they're
Well, I was
pulling
gonna
it.
have Kevin and Omega do the pulling. I wasn't gonna pull it.
Oh.
Oh, you're not gonna pull the thing out.
No, I'm assuming, or Millie's assuming she's not strong enough to do it, so she's telling Deus or Omega and Kevin.
I will say when you see the linchpin, it appears it's kind of like a piece of metal that's shoved in there. It's not necessarily something heavy. It's just something that gets in the way. Like
Okay.
literally a linchpin.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought this thing is more something like wedged in there, as opposed to just like putting a spike through a chain link.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have Kevin like kind of like release the tension while I pull it out.
Okay. And
I'll follow suit. I'll have.
are you
Omega.
doing this at the same time, simultaneously?
Relatively, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The two of you pull out your linchpins relatively easily. Kevin and Omega, please make strength saving throws.
Saving throws.
Because as soon as those linchpins are pulled out, the mechanisms begin moving very quickly. And we're seeing if you can catch them.
Okay.
Stop them from moving on their own.
Got it.
Because where you're standing, you'll probably get knocked the fuck out by one of them hits you in the head.
That's not at disadvantage, right? It's a saving throw, so
The
that's...
saving throws are not a disadvantage.
Oh,
Straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
21.
22.
Okay.
Ooh.
You catch one of the pegs from the turning mechanism, and it pushes you back to the point that your feet are slipping on the ice. But Omega, your claws, and Kevin, your sheer force of will keep you upright and able to hold it. You now feel as if the two of you are holding back the entire weight of the drawbridge.
Hey, you think we should let this down slowly, Omega? I think we can let it go. Yeah. Let's slowly. Don't let go. Just slowly. And we try to see if we can kind of let it go and slow the circle turn, but understand it's gonna keep going. Just trying to
Never mind.
What
I was gonna say, how close is the gorilla?
The gorilla is, as far as you can tell, under the ice.
Wouldn't be under the drawbridge, would it?
Not that you can see.
Damn. Okay, never mind.
Drowned at this point.
So understanding the momentum, we're just trying to slow the momentum, not trying to completely stop the momentum.
Basically, you're trying to let the bridge down slowly. Is that what's going on?
Yeah,
Yes.
correct.
So you're not going to let go and let it just fall, is what you're
No.
saying.
No.
Correct.
Okay.
And on that note, unfortunately, gang, I have to head out for tonight.
It's not you, it's me.
I'll roll for you. What's your
Yeah.
strength? What's your strength modifier?
Do you have 5 minutes? Because that's when we're about done.
Okay, sure. 5 minutes.
Okay. Because that'll put us right at 10.
Okay.
Sorry, East Coasters. All right, so I need you both to roll strength checks because it's not a saving throw at this point. So this is at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. 19.
14.
Okay. Omega, you have a little bit of trouble just letting it down slowly. Your feet begin to slip a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, you make legitimate progress and you're able to lower the drawbridge onto the ice slowly. And it's not perfectly flat. It's still at somewhat of an angle because the ice is higher than where the moat would have been before. But the bridge is open and you can go inside. You look inside and you see a chamber untouched by time.
Is it an enclosed chamber, or is it...
This is kind of an anti-chamber. It's an entryway into a fortress.
Okay, but it's not open air. It's not a wall leading into an inner courtyard. It's a door, like a castle door, leading directly into the inner chambers.
Correct.
Cool.
So now that you let the bridge down slowly, do you go inside?
Mm-hmm. I go inside immediately, looking for an internal mechanism that serves the same purpose.
To raise the drawbridge.
Yes.
Okay. There is an internal mechanism. It seems to do the exact same thing, and it has a linchpin in it, just like outside. Did you replace the ones outside, by the way, when you let it down?
No.
Yep.
Okay, that's good, because you wouldn't be able to get the bridge up if you did. But the internal ones, they're missing their linchpins. So they have a hole where the linchpins should have been. That's what I was trying to describe. So
Got it. Yeah, we'll take the linchpins and go inside, and Millie's going to gesture for everyone to grab a spoke and try to draw the bridge back up.
With everyone helping, I'm not going to make you roll. You're able to get the bridge back up. It's heavy. But you are able to get the bridge back up. You put the linchpins in, and you are now safely, inside the dust vigil.
You are safely inside and or trapped inside the dust pit.
Yeah.
And that's where we will pick up next week. But
Hey!
before you do, I just want to let everybody know, you all feel as if there's some kind of inner glow inside of you. You have 1 bar of limit break filled up.
Yeah!
Yes.
Lemon break.
Kevin looks at the drawbridge and he uses his limit.
No, I have caught up on what that is.
You are or are not?
I am.
Okay, cool. So you've got 1 bar of it filled, as far as you can tell.
Awesome.
So that means if you go to sleep, that's like your checkpoint. You won't lose below that until you use it.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay. So
Cool.
you can go, Dylan. Sorry for keeping you.
It's all good. Have a great night, guys.
See ya.
That is where we will stop for the night. I was really hoping you would just let the bridge fall. It was smashed to pieces on the ice, and then you would not have been able to close it, which may or may not be a good thing.
That's exactly what I was fearing was happening, or would happen.
That was a great session, everybody.
Super fun.
A lot happened.
I said we made a lot of progress. I'm actually really impressed.
I was afraid we were going to see another red chocobo with that meteor coming in.
It followed us.
Here was the gorilla. Sorry, I was just trying to say it was a projectile.
So I know we don't know, but that gorilla. How long did it take us to like open the drawbridge and then close it, or let's just open it and walk in?
Lon Fifi can only cast one firebolt per every 6 seconds, and I doubt it melted out of the ice with one firebolt.
No, it would have taken considerable work. So I would say that you were out there for at least 15 minutes, and at least 10 of those minutes, the gorilla was underneath the ice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's probably dead.
Good to know.
It's gone.
Hopefully, we won't have to deal with the gorilla.
I mean, Gembu could have been casting firebolts too.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, regardless,
Sid has
that
firebolt?
entire ordeal would
Gembu.
take
Okay,
about
has
15
firebolt.
minutes.
Right, okay.
Awesome, thanks.
Genbu was just not. He was just standing there watching the gorilla waiting to see him up. He wasn't helping.
Neat.
Yeah.
Well, good work.
Damn Gabu.
Okay.
Yep.
So you will not get the additional point of exhaustion because you had the warming potions.
Hey.
You guys were in some danger. Just I'm not going to elaborate. Just say that you were in some danger.
It's so spicy.
Well, okay, when you say the warming potion, that would have been meaning the journey to the Dusk Vigil itself would have caused the point of exhaustion?
No, they were going to move. They were going to overexert. trying to
Oh,
get through the
that.
snow.
Okay, yes. yes.
I will say this is one of the things I miss most about when you're at higher levels, right? Is that really fighting with the environment. Once we're like 10 plus, it's like, whatever. A little cold can't hurt. Now it's like, oh my god, it's careful of a snowball or an avalanche, or oh my god, it's cold out, you might die. And I miss it. I always miss it. It's fun.
Without spoiling anything, I'm going to just let you know that higher levels in this campaign will not be as much of a breeze through potentially hazardous effects as they have been in the past.
Cool. You could die at any point. And then I'll be forced to write. Sucks.
If we can now sleep, we can get rid of the other point of exhaustion.
Awesome. Hopefully we can sleep.
Is it substantially less cold in here?
You don't have... There is ice inside, and there's snow.
No wind chill, though.
There's no wind chill. There are some